All right, let's do this. Welcome, YouTube. Welcome to another stream. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are across the world. It's your boy Diamond Boss with another stream. Hope you guys are having a good time. Yeah, it's a very interesting day for Master Duel. I'm sure if you guys are not aware, a new ban list just dropped. So yeah, a lot to talk about. Definitely is going to impact things a little bit, especially heading into the next season. And yeah, a lot to unpack. I've already seen the ban list, but I think maybe I'll just give my inputs on it, and obviously hopefully hear from you guys in the chat as well, and also in the comments. You know, what your thought on the ban list. Obviously, you know, for everyone that's here, welcome from all over the world. Philippines, nice, welcome. Travis, I see you. Ban list hype, yep, I see you. Is Tears completely dead? We'll speak about that, because I have my reservations about that deck. And yeah, guys, as per usual, if you want to see more streams, want to know where to follow me, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And stay tuned for more quality content on the way. I know content's been a bit slow, but just bear with me. Hopefully, for the rest of this month, we get some videos in. You guys obviously like the stream, so I appreciate you guys for allowing me to do this. I think it's more nice when I interact with you guys. Then you can see exactly my live thoughts as I go through some of the games, especially some of the crazy games we've been dealing with in the past couple of streams. Yeah, just play by play, even the misplays as well. So I really appreciate that. And yeah, let me know how you guys are feeling about the meta, especially with the ban list. So I think maybe just hear from you guys first. What's your initial take on the ban list? You think, yo, are you guys shocked? Are you guys confused? Are you guys surprised? Are you guys happy? What are you guys thinking about? Because I really want to know what you guys think about the ban list that was just announced. And remember, that ban list will be implemented on, I think, August 31st. So literally, like, the new season will start with the new ban list. Because in the past, they used to announce the ban list like 2 weeks in between. So it was like in between the season, now the ban list was implemented. But this time, yeah, they said no, new season, new ban list, and I'm all for it. Well, technically, we should have had one earlier, but because of the worlds, they kind of postponed it a bit. And I think it was a good time because obviously they looked at the analytics, they looked at the data, and they obviously realized, hey, certain cards, way too much. Though I do have my reservation on some of the things, but yeah, okay. Block Dragon #1, happiness. Okay, that's but for that one I'm not actually surprised, because I mean, you guys know on the channel, you've seen how powerful an Emancipator is, and I'm just saying it's all because of one card. And if one card's not there, is it really a deck anymore? We'll talk about that. I'm confused. Extravagance in 2, yeah, I think that's the more confusing one. But again, I'll go into the detail as to why I think they did it. Yeah, Block Dragon deserves that. It's annoying to play against Adams. Yeah, the thing is, you know, when a card is too good, when it turbos out like generic negates, like just freely without no cost, and the fact that it's not once per turn as well. I guess it was eventual, right? Because I mean, remember in TCG it's banned, in OCG it's not, it's surprisingly, but in Master Duel they banned it. And it's funny because remember, Master Duel follows OCG ban lists, or not OCG ban list, but they follow, you know, the OCG style of ban list. So normally we follow whatever the bans are that side, it implemented here also. But it seems like they're trying to make all the ban lists unique, which I really do appreciate Konami for that, trying to make the game formats a bit different. Because one difference with Master Duel versus OCG and TCG is the best of 3 versus best of 1. I think that's the big thing. And if you look at also looking at player retention and looking at, you know, how people are going to involve in this game, you know, best of 1 is very important. So you got to make sure that the cards that you are allowing in play are not going to cause, you know, unfairness, you know, causing players to leave the game because it's so one-sided, you know. And remember, it's not like you can side out anything. There's no side deck in best of 1. It's only best of 3 where there's side. So at least you know, okay, cool. Game 1, I'm facing, let's say, Kashtira. Okay, they dominate me turn 1, but I know turn 2, I know what to counter. So I just take out certain cards in my side deck, and then I know how to deal with the game 2 and 3. But in this game, you lose, you're done. That's it. Or there's no way, possibly way to play. You have no choice but to surrender. So, yeah. They killed Adams instantly. I mean, let's be honest with ourselves. Was Adamantipator really a deck that was actually playing pure Adamantipator? Because let's be honest, pure Adamantipator wasn't really good. I mean, yeah, it's alright, but it wasn't like meta changing. Obviously, with Block Dragon, it turbos out negates. So, I mean, what are we really surprised there? No, we're not really surprised. That was shocked with Branded and Merly. You know what? I think Paul, I think you're onto something, because I mean, I think a lot of people were surprised about, especially the Branded fusion limit and obviously the ban of Tillum and Merly. But again, you know, let's ask ourselves the question: what is the problem? You know, because remember, guys, if you make a ban list, it's supposed to be achieving game balance, right? For example, a simple thing like Duel Links. For those who play Duel Links, right? Duel Links is a speed duel type of format where it's less cards, the format's quite quick, you know. There's also no best of 3. It's quick, right? But the thing is, certain cards can be degenerate and can be broken because they have skills. So skills enhances the game to make it more attractable for certain players. Playing certain cards outside of the deck, you know, it's obviously for to gain advantage, right? But definitely certain cards are way too broken in Duel Links that you might think, oh, but now are they doing the same in Master Duel? Like, for example, a card in Master Duel might not be dominant, but in Duel Links, because the format is different, remember, they don't have 5 monster zones, they have 3, and then 2 extra monster zones, so their format's quite condensed. So you can imagine certain cards you would think, yo, they'll actually be broken in this format, because remember, there's no Ash Blossom there, there's no Maxi, so you pretty much just go ham turn 1. And that's an example, Speedroid. Speedroid, no one's talking about Speedroid in Master Duel. I mean, it's good in Master Duel, but no one's talking about it. But in Duel Links, it's crazy. It's the top deck there, right? Because in that format, certain cards become broken, you know. But in Master Duel, you don't see no one talking about, oh, Speedroid's tier 1. No, because again, the formats are slightly different. Murder is limited to 1. Okay, I mean, that's a look. One thing about tiers, it's either you ban everything or you limit. You have to do something, because I feel like for way too long there've been way too much the best deck in the format right now. But I think heading into next season, it's not going to be the same, man. But yeah, okay. But I think Branded is still in the game. They have a lot of options to fusion. Only use 1 Branded fusion in the Light and Dark event, and it's fine. Yeah, I don't think Branded is going to be too, like, it's not going to be like power creep. Oh, okay, it is power creep, but it's going to feel a bit weird because you're playing with 1 less Branded fusion, just like you're playing with 2 opening, 2 Aliber. You know, all the other hits complement each other, so like consistency just went down. The same with Tillman, consistency went down, because it's all about the power level, guys. And I think that's the point of a ban list. So let's just check something. Let me go on Master Duel meta quickly, and then we can discuss it quickly. Just, you know, from top to bottom, just overall hits and stuff. Then we're gonna obviously head into some games afterwards, because I think, yeah, okay, cool. Can everyone see the screen for the browser, the forbidden changes, the limited changes, semi-limits? I think so. Okay. So, obviously, the full changes are here, but let's just run through it, right? So, let's start from the top, the forbidden, okay? So, obviously, everyone knows Rongo, right? Rongo has been in the game for way too long, right? So, why is this card a problem? Remember, we're talking about player retention, new players coming into the game. The first thing they see, oh, what does Rongo do? Oh, you have materials, okay, but then now it says if you have 4 more materials, you can't summon anything. It's unaffected by card effects, gains 1500 attack defense, can't be destroyed by battle, so it's pretty much immune to everything, right? You can't even kaiju because you can't even summon at all, right? So what Konami did in the past, they actually banned this card. So let me give you guys give a brief history here. So, because everyone remember Gossip Shadow. Number 75, Bamboozling Gossip Shadow. So this was played a lot in Phantom Knights, or not really Phantom Knights, but any level 3 spam deck, because this requires 2+ level 3s, and once per turn, you can target one other number exceeds monster and attach this card and its materials to it. So you pretty much make 2 materials on this card. Then Rongo is summoned with 2 materials. You add it together. Guess what? They have 5 materials. Right? So back in the day in early Master Duel, they thought, okay, to get rid of Rongo, to make it more difficult to summon, they would ban the Gossip Shadow. Okay, cool. That's fine. No one complained, right? We thought Rongo's not going to be there, but then they released this card. Numbers Avail. This was in October last year, right? With the water pack, right? So this card basically says if your opponent controls a monster from the extra deck, you choose 4 number exceeds monsters who equal the rank of that number exceeds monster. And there's different combinations, but basically it turboed out Rongo, right? And this plus sales ban. The sales ban is also one of the problems. Also released in the same pack. It basically says you declare a card name, and for the rest of the turn, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects of that card to that same original name. But then for you, it's the rest of the duel. Now, the balancing effect about Rongo is that every standby phase, or I think during the end phase of your opponent's turn, it will detach a material. But now, because of sales ban, you're not allowed to activate that effect to detach a material. So it's permanently not going to be detaching materials. Therefore, it's going to forever be unaffected, forever indestructible by battle. And it was way too easy to turbo out. And the funny thing is, non-extra deck decks were playing it because it was an easy way to access a floodgate in a way. Okay, so I think Konami made the right call and just saying, look, this thing is getting way too out of hand. We've enabled this Rongo to come back, so just get rid of it completely. And I completely agree with this hit. I don't think anyone, you know, that has played Rongo before has said, okay, yeah, they've dealt with it. Now, it's annoying because, again, we're talking about card design, right? Card design is very poor because there's no way you can give a card like this with so many effects thinking that, oh, it's hard to summon, right? Because it requires 2 or more level 5, two level 4 warrior monsters, maximum of 5. They think, oh, okay, that's difficult, right? But it's actually very easy to turbo out. And I'm guilty of this because I also was playing this deck, playing this card in my Shark variant when I was playing Sharks, right? You guys have seen it from my channel before. I was playing Water Exceed, right? And there was a card that literally copies the effect because I was playing this card. Chaos Exceeds Barry and Hope, right? So this card is busted because the combo essentially has Rongo in the graveyard. Then you target that number monster in the graveyard, and until you end your opponent's next end phase, you gain the effects of Rongo. So not only are you having more materials, you also get the effects of Rongo. So you pretty much stop your opponent for a turn, and they can't do anything unless they do something in the standby phase or whatever, or they get rid of it. but it's also was still turboing out Rongo. So even in Sharks, which was probably the way to play it because no other deck was doing it properly. So yeah, it unfortunately kills that line, but doesn't mean Water Xyz is dead. It just means that you can't play Rongo anymore. So yeah. Anyway, so that's fast forward to current day. So Rongo, I completely agree with that. Now Agito. Now here's the funny thing, guys. Agito is actually not the problem card that should be banned. I feel like Kelbeck should have been banned. Why? Because compared to all the Ishizu cards, people are favoring Kelbeck more. Because Kelbeck, not only is it a miller in the graveyard that sends 5 cards from deck to your grave for your opponent and yourself, it also is a hand trap. Where if you, let's say you want to send like a Marincess, we normally discard a water to add Marincess wave. Well, guess what? If they have Kelbeck in hand, they can just spin back your monster. Because you sent a card from your hand as a cost. So literally, they're almost punishing you because you're trying to play the game. That's funny, you know? And they're like, okay, cool. Instead of making this card limited to 1 in the previous ban list, they made this thing limited to 2, and they limited all the other cards to 1. Which we're all still saying, but that's weird. Why did you not limit it in the first place? Because only now they realize, oh flip, Kelbeck is actually the broken one. But let's not ban it because, like Travis is saying, it's a UR. But remember, Konami has sometimes gone by against the rules, you know, limiting cards, banning cards. I mean, imagine now if said Kelbeck is banned, right? Remember, it was really limited to 2. So you can imagine now, if we ban it, well, then you just get free UR craft. Because let's be honest, no one likes the Ishizu cards. As much as people play it, I mean, it's not healthy for the best of 1. Because remember, sometimes, you know, you play limited amount of cards in your deck, and already you're milling your opponent's deck, so you're losing out core combo pieces, you know? And on top of that, it's a hand trap in the hand as well. So having 2 was just way too much, you know? But Agito, to be honest, guys, I don't think anyone expected this to be banned. I don't think anyone expected Agito to be banned because this literally does the same thing as Kelbeck, but other than that, it doesn't really have anything else. I mean, yes, it summons a level 4 Earth Fairy monster if it's in your hand, but it doesn't really do much, you know? So I'm really surprised Konami went with this route because in other formats, you can see TCG and OCG, it's limited to 1. The same thing as Kelbeck, right? As it should be, limited to 1. But the fact that they outright banned it, this Agito, which means, okay, cool, which means there's only 1 miller of Ishizu only in the game. And that's kind of big, you know? So Tilament already has lost, they've lost the consistency of shufflers, and also they've lost the consistency of milling because now they only have 1 miller now. So once that miller's gone, once Kelbeck's in the grave, there's no way to get it back, you know? Unless you obviously shuffle it back into deck, but now why are you going to do that? Because remember, your shufflers are at 1. So again, now Tilament has to play smart now because you have to use your mills correctly. You can't just mill for the sake of milling because, oh, okay, I have 2 Kelbeck, I have 1 Agito, so I have 3 opportunities to mill. Now I only have 1. So if you mill, done. That's it, you know? So I think, as much as people are surprised about this, I think it's fair because, again, we're trying to power creep the best deck in the game, which is Tilament. Of course, definitely other decks who are benefiting from milling, like Adams or Grass decks or whatever, 60 card piles, Chaos piles. Yes, unfortunately they've lost in the miller, that's fine. But I think it's not, again, in a best of 1 format, it's not healthy because you're literally milling your opponent's decks. And then now it's like, do you expect them to play after that? No, they're going to be annoyed. So, yeah. Rongo gives too much trauma to newbies on Master Duel. And remember, that's pretty much what the player base, majority of the player base is. It's not us who regularly play the game and have a general understanding of how the formats work. New players just know Master Duel and they kind of come in and say, but now, why can't I interact with this his board? Why can't I play? Oh, he's preventing me from playing the game. So what's the point of playing this? It's one-sided, you know? So yeah. So Agido, fine. Now Phantasmal Lord, Bushbalkan. Okay guys, to be fair, this card is literally, if you see this card, it's either one of two things. It's an FTK enabler, because there used to be a combo where you have a number 5 Xyz monster, you give this to your opponent. Okay, first of all, you summon this card, summon a whole lot of tokens to the field. Then I think there's a monster called Geomancer something. I think it's Geo something, Transversa. Yeah, this one. The Geonetter Transversa, which literally switches opponents' monsters. So one of those tokens and Bishbalkan will be swapped. Then you would summon this card, number 5. Where is it? Is it Chromally? Is it Chromally? What is it? Is this card? Am I even spelling it right? Is it right? Chromally. Hey, how do you get this right? It's a Chromally. Wait, let me check. Rock Xyz. Let me just filter this quickly. Rock and Xyz, right? Alright, let's see. Xyz. Okay, where is this card? Where are you? Where is this card? It's not here. Where is it? Is it a number card? I don't know. Not sure if it's a rock or a machine. But anyway, that card basically says you inflict damage to your opponent equal to the difference between its attack and its current attack and its original attack. So it was always going to be 8,000, because this card gains 1,000 attack for each monster on the field. So it always was going to be 8,000, and then you just lose without even doing anything. And funny enough, it was I think it was Adamantipator and Dinos that was abusing this combo. So yeah, it's again not good for the game because it's first turn kills. Remember back in the day when Pendulum Magician, FTK, Cyberstein, FTK, you know, all that stuff. Konami doesn't like FTKs because it's a best of 1. It's not like there's best of 3 where you can go to game 2 and 3. No, they don't like that. So Bishbalkan, that's the first reason why it's broken. Also, it's a level 12, and nowadays, if you guys are not aware of what's happening in the OCG and TCG right now, you know, level 12 is becoming a big issue, because if you look at level 12 synchros, if you just filter by not released and we go to level 12, there's a card which is just ridiculous, right? So I think they're doing it preemptively also for the future. So you can see level 12 monsters, they haven't come yet, right? So this one, Crimson Dragon. So remember, if this card gets announced in the future, just know that this card, you know what this says basically, guys? This card says I can summon King Calamity on your opponent's turn and shut down the entire turn. So what does King Calamity do? Well, we can search it. Let's see. What does King Calamity do? King Calamity says when this card is synchro summoned, you can activate this effect. Your opponent cannot activate cards or activate effects for the rest of the turn, and you cannot respond to it. So it's like an access code talker when it's summoned on the field. So you can activate all other chains. If this is the last thing that's in the chain, your opponent cannot do anything for the rest of the turn. Because Crimson Dragon, right? So Crimson Dragon, turbo's out any monster that equals the level that's on the field. So it says target a level 7 or higher synchro monster on the field except itself. Return this card to the extra deck, and if you do, special summon 1 dragon synchro monster who has the same level. So remember, level 12. That's what you must remember. Any level 12 that's on the field, Crimson Dragon says target it, and I'm gonna tag it out, and then I'm gonna summon King Calamity, and that's it. You're done. So I think they preemptively knew. Look, it's gonna be potentially. It's essentially an FTK also, because they're gonna combo on your turn, on their turn 1, then turn 2, they're done. So yeah, I think they knew. They're just preemptively banning stuff because we don't want it to be another FTK again, because Wish Balkan's going to be used in that potentially degenerate combo. So fair enough to them. Hello, why Fairy Tale Snow is not on the ban list? Yeah, we'll talk about that. I also don't know why it's not on the ban list, because that's one of the first things that came to mind. Okay, why is Fairy Tale Snow not on this list? Blood Dragon. Okay, so we spoke about Blood Dragon now, and you guys have seen my videos, you guys have seen my streams. We faced Adamantipator so many times, and what's the main thing that they're trying to turbo out? This card. So why is this card so bad? Because if you go into the deck, right? So let's just go quickly, right? So Block Dragon, it's obviously used in Adamantipator, Gem Knights, whatever, but mainly Adamantipator. So why was this a problem? Well, if you look at the Adamantipator deck, you can see it's mainly Earth monsters, right? Yes, cool, right? Earth monsters, no problem, right? No issue. But look at the extra deck. The extra deck has so many generic monsters. They're not even Earth. So, Cheng Yang, Baron de Fleur, Appaloosa, okay, Dragites is Adamantipator, fair enough. Masquerena, very easy. Dweller, very easy. You know, this card gives them access to Block Dragon, searchable, you know, and it just gives them way too many options. And sometimes all they need is a Block Dragon, and then they can just spam this card infinite number of times. So, yeah, if you look at a recent deck list, you can see tournament deck list. You can see, look at that. Okay, not a good example, but basically, it's not just this. It also turbos out floodgates as well, you know. And funny enough, there's a card that literally says you cannot special summon, no one can special summon, and it's a rock monster, ironically. So it just gave so much added bonus to already a crazy deck that does so much. So yeah, that's why Block Dragon, I think, needed to go, and I think Konami was right on this one. I think they realized, okay, no, Block Dragon needs to go. It's way too much. So yeah, that's Block Dragon for you. So really, there's nothing more to say about this card. This card is just really like, it made Adamantipator what they were for so long, and it's like, no, it shouldn't have been right. Then guys, I think the meat of the Forbidden List is Telemant Merly. So this is huge, because at the moment right now, if we go to a Telemant deck, right? Let's look at this, right? If you go to any Telemant deck, right, you just go and look at it and see. So currently, what is Telemant currently right now? Okay. So you can see they have Rhino Heart at 3, they have Merly now, which is now banned. They had it at 2, they had Shiren, they had Havness, all at 2, right? They now, and also had Kalbeck at 2, Agido at 1, and Shuffles at 1. Okay, cool. Salek also at 1, which is unheard of in other formats. And now they're running also Kashira Fenrir, which I'm going to talk about that also, because I feel like that archetype is just another problem now also. And obviously extra deck is there. So if you look at this breakdown, right, of what Telemant's playing right now, this hurts Telemant so much because, number one, Telemant normally fuse 3 times in 1 turn if they have a perfect hand and everything. Now they can only fuse 2 times a turn, which is huge, because normally what would be the combo? Kikalos will add Merly. Merly is going to summon from Kikalos effect, therefore triggering mill 8, right? So now they can't do that combo anymore because Merly is no longer there. So that's number 1. So in terms of combo lines, Telemant now is probably going to be Kikalos is probably going to be searching Rhino Heart now, and it's an issue now, because if Rhino Heart's already your normal summon, then what are you going to add? You're probably just going to add maybe a Havness and pass. That's it. You can't really do anything, because Merly would further extend your plays with Kikalos and milling 8. Because remember, Merly on normal special summon can mill 3, and Kikalos can mill 5. Now you can't do that combo line anymore. So it's very awkward for Tillman, especially if Rhino Heart is their normal summon. It's a bit weird, you know? So it means for Tillman to have some sort of line, they need to actually open Shiren, and Shiren is at 2. So how is that going to work for Tillman? Because their consistency just went down. Now there's no longer a mill 8 guaranteed, you know, if there's no disruptions. Now their power creep has gone down. That's number 1. Number 2, Tillman Merly is a level 2. And we know what popular deck in the game is level 2 and loves level 2s. Sprite. Specifically, Sprite Elf and Sprite Sprint. So Merly, because she was level 2, was triggering, or not triggering, but allowing Tillman players to go into Sprite Elf, or even Dark, because obviously it requires 2 monsters to clean a Dark monster, and then you just turbo into Sprint. And what does Sprint do? Sends a level 2 monster from deck to grave. So that's a effect. It's not a cost, right? So that also triggered fusions. So now they can't do that play anymore because now Sprint is useless now. The same thing with Elf, because Elf required a level 2, rank 2, or link 2, and normally it would be with Merly, right? So now there's no point playing Elf, because remember, Elf will also reborn Merly from the graveyard. So again, it's all about hurting the power level of Tillman. Now the combo lines are very limited now. There's no point playing Elf. There's no point playing Sprint, because they don't have Merly anymore. And I'm sure you guys have dealt with Tillman. Normally, their last resort, if you've played through so many negates, you've done everything to, you know, get rid of the earlier fusions. What do they normally summon at the end? A Sprite Sprint. And you're like, oh, flip, wow. They still have plays, you know? You might have negated their Merly milling 3, but then, oh, that's fine. We just go into Sprint, and then we still carry on from there. So now, the consistency is done. No more Sprint, no more Elf. Or should I say, no more access to Elf, because Elf was also making their monsters unaffected. So maybe they might play it, maybe they won't, but now it doesn't make sense now, because your entire dependency on these monsters was actually having Merly a level 2, you know? Because obviously if your deck has level 2 monsters, then it makes sense to run Sprite Elf, Sprite Sprint. But it doesn't make sense for Tillman now, you know? So even having Dark now, I mean, you can still summon Dark, yes, but now what are you gonna do? Normally people would summon Dark, take a Dark monster from the opponent's graveyard, then go into Sprint. But now you can't do that anymore. So what can you do? And remember, Sprite Elf only reborns level 2, rank 2, or link 2. So if there's no Merly, what are you going to reborn? So it's kind of useless in your deck, you know, for Tillman, that is. So I think definitely it's going to be an issue going forward for Tillman, because now their combo lines are screwed up completely screwed up. So no more Kit Kalos adding Merly from deck to hand. No more summoning Merly off Tillman Kit Kalos effect. No more milling 8. That combo line is completely gone. So now they only have Shiren and Halfness Fusion only, and that's it. You know, at most they can probably fuse once, because now they heavily depend on either Halfness or Shiren being milled. So again, the consistency has definitely dropped, because on top of that, they also have Salek at 1. So you only literally have four fusion targets, if I can say that. Or is it 4? Because you can only search practically one of the other, either Halfness or Shiren. Now you can't even search Merly, because Merly's gone from next season, that is. You know? And you also lost milling consistency. So I think, and I think what's gonna happen, Tillman now is gonna probably just be an engine used in a pile deck. And what I mean by that, I'm sure you guys have probably seen it. Like, you've seen Punk Tillman, you've seen Punk Bestial Kashira Tillman, you've seen a mashup of all those. That's probably going to be the only way to play Tillman, because remember, they've also lost Branded Fusion, also limited to 1. So no point playing Branded Tears, because they can only fuse once. with branded fusion, and that's it. And yeah, I mean, even that deck is also kind of not playable also because they also relied on, you know, the Calbecs, the Guidos, the Grassa Screener, But yeah. But also, at the same time, Kashtira is in the format as well. And with Kashtira Fenrir, Kashtira Unicorn, they'll probably just play more Kashtira names, most likely. They still have Diviner. Diviner can still send the Fairy Monster. They can still send the Calbec. But after that, they're done. They're no more milling aggressively. So, no more aggressive milling because you have the option to, But then again, we have to say, because let's be honest, guys. Anyone who's touched the deck, even me, I've touched Tillerman. I won't lie to you and say I haven't played Tillerman, because of course, back in when it came out, of course, everyone, that was the flavor of the month, right? Everyone wanted to try out the new deck, especially since it was obviously banned in other formats. So how is it going to be in Master Duel? Well, it was no surprise, right? It was definitely the best deck. But the thing is, sometimes, when a deck carries you, that's how, when I feel like I'm playing Tillerman, like I'm relying on my mills, I'm relying on, obviously your good hand, and especially the mills. If you don't mill nice, then Tillerman's is bad. If you mill good, then of course you can further extend, you can do a lot of things. And I feel like Tillerman, the concept of the design of the deck, it literally doesn't require someone with a lot of skill to play this deck. Yeah, of course there are some advanced players or whatever, but realistically anyone can pick up this deck and just be like, okay, yes, and then activating like flipping Chainlink 14, and then yeah, obviously I'm not saying everyone touched tier, I'm not saying everyone played tier, I'm just saying for those who invested in Tillerman, like, you just want to see how actually good is the interaction with other cards. Because that's why I tried, for example, playing it with Ice Jade, right? Because obviously there's a synergy, because they're Aqua and Ice Jade's also Aqua. So I thought, okay, maybe I could find a synergy there. And there is a synergy. But obviously it's not the best variant out there compared to branded tiers, Kashtira tiers, whatever, Punk tiers, But obviously I wanted to try out different things, because that's the whole point of all these cards, right? Not just to play, oh, everyone's playing the same deck, it's kind of getting boring, But now, if it's on, it's probably going to only played in the PAL deck, I think pure Tillerman now is not going to be as strong because they're going to be vulnerable. And remember, there's still Bestials in the format as well, so Bestials are still a thing. So guess what? If you get rid of their tier names, specifically Shiren and Havnus, what are they doing? They're doing nothing, So normally people get to deal with two of them, but then there's always going to be a third one, and normally that would be Merly. Merly is always a last resort, So yeah, there's no more of that. So now Tillerman have to be very careful of how they play their fusions, because they can't now fuse 3 times in a turn. Now they can only fuse twice. So I don't think they can play as dominant as they used to in terms of consistency, but yeah, that's just, high level. Although the argument comes now is, is it going to be tier 1? Right? I don't think it's tier 1, definitely not. I don't think so. Remember, tier 1, very, very consistent, dominating everything, almost like how it was tier 0. Way too consistent, way too powerful, Even on its worst hand, it can still do things, because remember, it relies on milling, it relies on luck. And that time it was pretty much in a way full power, because the shufflers were at 3, or no, not all of them. I think Modora is at 3, this was at 2, this was I think at 2 also, but this was unlimited. So they had a lot of opportunities to do things. Now it's not going to be a tier 1 deck. I can tell you that now. The tier list that we have currently now, the current tier list now, let's look at it. So currently now, Tillerman is at the moment tier 1, but definitely remember, this is based on tournaments. I think DK had explained this, how his website works with the tier list, right? It's based on tournament topping decks across board, not just as meta weekly. So currently, right now, this is what the tier list is, and definitely Tillerman's is not going to be tier 1 after this ban list. If people now are going to be implementing the new ban list, there's no way people are going to be topping tournaments with Tillerman, right? Branded also, they're not going to be as dominant. Dragon Link, guys, surprisingly, Dragon Link was untouched in this ban list. Dragon Link was untouched. So I just feel like Dragon Link might be the deck to beat it. And for those who don't know, Dragon Link also won the TCG the TCG World Championship. So it's a pretty powerful deck. So it just goes to show how powerful Dragon Link is over time. Is because of the support that Konami's been dropping over the years. You know? So we're not talking about just whatever, because Dragon Link is a really good deck. Going first, going second. Rika is still there as well. Pretty good deck. Although I will say with Rika, it requires a very good pilot to understand how it works, but it pretty much is a good deck. Sword Soul's also there, but we know Sword Soul, they've been in and out. They're like a very consistent deck, but nothing really. They're not shining as they used to. Because when they came out, I promise you, everyone in their mind was playing Sword Soul. Like, wow, it was just like, okay. Sword Soul was just like a crazy deck. Branded Tillerman's, that's probably a dead deck. That deck is probably gone now. Because remember, Grass is also at 1. So who's gonna play Grass that with 60 card power? I don't think so. Sprite. Okay, so let's talk about Sprite quickly. Let's not digress here. So Sprite. What happened with Sprite? So what did they lose? They also got some hits as well. So they lost 2 cards, right? They lost Sprite Jet and they lost Swarm Frog. So they were previously semi-limited, now they're limited now. So it means why were these 2 limited? Well, I can tell you why. This one, right? People think Sprite Blue is the best card in their deck. It's actually not. It's actually Sprite Jet. Because you know what this Sprite Jet gives you? It gives your follow-up in terms of your Sprite starter. It gives your OTK potential with your Gamma Burst, and also searches your interruption like Sprite Double Cross, right? This card alone gives you so much advantage or follow-up. It's not even funny because sometimes all they need is just a Sprite Jet on field and then search a Gamma Burst and then they can go for game. Summon their gigantic Sprite with 3200. All your Link monsters, all your Link 2 monsters gain 1400 attack, just like that. No cost, nothing, they just gain 1400 attack. And you're wondering, oh flip, these guys don't have lethal, but they surprise you. This card enables it. You know? Yes, Sprite Blue can search monsters, but not all the monsters are that useful. But Jet turbos out most of your stuff. It gets your follow-up with Sprite Starter. It gets your OTK potential. So I think it's a good hit. You know? Again, to bring the power level down, because let's be honest guys, as much as Teal was running around, Sprite was pretty much also in line with them, you know? I'm sure you guys are fed up with Sprite, because Sprite just needs level 2s going and then they're done. They full combo and that's it, you know? But I think it's a good hit. I think, and same with Swarm Frog as well. It's because of Sprite, that's why they limited it, because they don't want you to be just endlessly sending level 2 monsters, Aqua monsters from deck to grave. Because remember, this is not once per turn, this Swarm Frog. When it's summoned, you send a frog, and obviously that's endless opportunity for Sprite players because it's infinite reborns with the Rodent Totem and all that stuff, because obviously they got 2 summons for free. Now they can't do that, so they're probably gonna dish the frog or play something else. But there's definitely other level 2s they can play. But again, consistency, power creep. They're trying to make things bad, because obviously it's unfair to kill some decks and then other decks get untouched. Sprite, to be fair, has been consistent for a while, even despite the blue hit to 2, you know, the starter to 2, you know, even now the Jet when it was at 2. It didn't really make a difference because you lost 1 less card, but now they're gonna feel it, like, oh, okay. Sprite might be an issue. So for example, if you get rid of Sprite Jet, they try to reborn it with Sprite Elf, they're done. They can't do anything. There's no follow-up for them. They have to hard draw everything. You know? Yeah, Sprite Blue is still there. That's fine. They can search the monster, but they cannot search the spells and the traps that actually make Sprite good. You know? And this card enables. And you know what? You know when a card is good? It searches all your main stuff. Then, yeah. You know? I don't like Sprite. I just don't. I don't know why I just don't like the card. Remember, Sprite is a problem for two things, right? It's obviously it's in a way it's a very generic deck in the sense of if you play level 2s, this deck can pretty much play any level 2s it wants, you know, and that's the beauty of it. And you can play different variants of it also as an engine or as a pure deck, because obviously as a pure deck, look, they're playing Nimble Beaver, get you Nimble Angler, that's 2 level 2s already without even doing anything. Start your plays. Because remember, all these effects gain when they're special summon. So that's the beauty. If you call it level 2, rank 2, link 2, special summon yourself, get effects. These two are monster negate, spell trap negate. Not as annoying, but this one, when it searches stuff and you're like, oh flip, now they're in the game now, then that's it. You know? And obviously Maxi. Maxi unfortunately is a level 2, so of course they'll be running Maxi. So yeah. Then they're also running the Kashira stuff, which is expensive. I also forgot the Sprite Smashes. I also forgot. Look, they got Sprite Starter, Sprite Smashes, Sprite Gamma Burst, Sprite Double Cross. It's just so many things, and it's like it's obviously game changing because depending on what they need, whether they're going first or going second. If you're going first, I'll search my follow up Sprite Starter. If I'm or Smashes for interruption, or if I'm going second, I'll probably search my Gamma Burst. Gonna go for game. You know, just spam level 2s, go for game, and then GG from there. So yeah. And then this card, probably that makes the deck broken, right? So the design of this card is if you use this effect, nobody can summon monsters except for level 2, rank 2, and link 2. There's never been a card in the game that has been designed like that, where it prevents the opponent from also summoning monsters. I'm like, that's crazy, right? So it counters Nibiru, it counters Bestials if you want to summon them. You have to do everything early, because once this effect resolves, you can't summon anything for the rest of the turn, both players. But it's basically just you. So it's like an inherent floodgate because you can't do anything. Once they go OTK, they're done. They're summoning level 2s, link 2s, you're done. You know? So again, will Sprite be good? Yeah, it will still be good, but again, power creep. So now that perfect to fill in more Kashiras, maybe more Bestials, you know, something to counteract that, because already they've lost the frog engine, essentially the frog engine, so Ronin Totem and Swarm Frog is done. No point. The Malphys are still there, but again, they're only playing literally 2 cards. So they're not playing any other Malphys. So yeah, is what it is. But yeah, that's Sprite for you, right? So they also are hit. And then what else is here? Emancipator. You definitely won't see this deck again, I don't think, in you know, tournament topping decks. I don't think you'll see this deck at all. This deck is not that great. Especially now with Block Dragon being banned. They have to now play it pure, and who's gonna play Emancipator pure? Let's be honest. I mean, yes, it's an Earth deck. Verna Self Engine is very good. You know, Kashira Fenrir is an Earth, so it's very good. But I mean, other than that, I mean, doesn't really do much without Block Dragon. So yeah, maybe when the Super Heavy Samurai engine comes, that they can do something. But other than that, they don't do anything right now. So obviously, when the Super Heavy Samurai comes, the new support, then that will probably make it at least playable. But until then, yeah, I don't think they can do anything. Then Pendulum Magician. They're not an FTK deck, but I know one thing about pendulums. I'm not saying I'm a pendulum expert, but I do know enough to know what pendulums do. So don't sleep on pendulums, because pendulums you have to read. Yes, there's my thing about as much as pendulums is annoying. People don't like pendulums because they have so many card texts. Like, look at this. This has so many things you don't even know what does it do. What does this do? What does this do? They all do effects, guys. The main thing is you must just read. That's all. You know, and then you're fine. That's literally it. You know what to negate. Negate this one. Electromite stops the combo. Negate this one. Stops them from pendulum summoning, activating monster effects. So once you play pendulums a lot, you start getting used to what they do, because obviously they try and bait you with all their the spell traps and all those things just to get your ash out or whatever. So pendulums, don't sleep on pendulums because they're going to surprise you every time, but it's not impossible to beat them. You know, you must just obviously take the time to actually know what they're doing and when to time and stuff. But yeah, that's just my thought on that. So yeah. What else do we talk about here? We covered Telemann, covered Sprite. Okay, so we covered the bans. Now the limits, obviously branded fusion. So why is branded fusion so good? Remember, it fuses from the deck, and remember, it fuses Fallen Albaz plus Light Monster or Dark Monster. So it's quite generic. So like Telemann is dark, right? So if you send them to grave, it triggers their fusions as well. So again, branded, let's be honest, it is a powerful deck. Let's not joke on this one, guys. I think everyone knows that branded is very, very powerful, and for a long time they were very consistent, because that time they were playing 3 branded fusion, 3 branded open. Now they can't, you know. And the nice thing about this means, if you get rid of the branded fusion early, then what are they doing? You know, again, bringing the power creep to a little bit, you know. So now they have to be extra careful how they use branded fusion, because normally there was a way to recur it back, you know, with the retribution. You use the Albion effect in the hand to send it to grave, recur it back. Now if you have like a DD Crow, you can get rid of it. You're done, you know, and that's it. So I think, again, it just hurts the consistency a little bit and makes them think, okay, yeah, that's fine, that's it. Grass that looks greener, I mean, guys, need not say more, right? It's literally just for pile decks that love this card, 60 cards specifically. Now, I've played 60 card decks in the past, but I've never told myself I must use Grass looks greener, because I'm not trying to know my entire deck, you know? Because they're making the same argument, okay, why are people not playing Grass looks greener in Telemann? Remember, Telemann doesn't want to mill the entire deck first turn, because you risk decking out, but it's more just to enable combos. That's it, right? We spoke about Kelbeck, spoke about Jet, spoke about Frog. To be honest, guys, in terms of the semi-limits, Part of Extravagance is the only shocker for me, okay? It's the only shocker for me because what was the problem deck that was using this a lot? It's not Flonderies. You can see there, most used in Labyrinth, Kashtira, Evil Eye. Okay? So, Flonderies is not to blame this time around, eh? Remember, Labyrinth doesn't use the extra deck, you know? And of course, people love Labyrinth. To be fair, Labyrinth is a nice deck, but you know what the problem with Labyrinth is? And guys, I'll be honest, with Labyrinth, it's expensive, you know? And obviously it's a nice trap deck. I mean, it's good to invest in it, but they don't really use the extra deck. And even with Chaos Angel coming into the game, they don't really depend on Chaos Angel, you know? By that point, they'll be discarding your entire hand, destroying it. So you don't even have a hand to play with, especially with all the Eradicator Virus and all that stuff. But yeah, it's pretty much giving a bit of consistency to Labyrinth. And also Kashtira also, because remember, Kashtira plays 3 of everything. So I think in the future, when they are full power, they're going to just running this and Pot of Prosperity. So now the ratio will be 2 Extravagance, 1 Prosperity, so that, yeah, you don't get the maximum benefit of Extravagance. That's it. So you can't blame Flonderies for this. You can blame Labyrinth for this. That I'll say that much. Blaster, Dragon Ruler. Okay, guys. For those who don't know, let me just put this on the screen. Dragon Ruler. Okay. So, for those who don't know, there's currently 2 cards unlimited. Blaster and Tempest, right? People think, why is there only 2 of them banned? Well, remember, every attribute, except for, is it Dark, I think, right? That doesn't have, obviously, a Dragon Ruler, right? Remember, there's only 4. It's the Water one, the Earth one, Wind, and Fire. I don't think there's a Dark one or a Light one. But anyway, these 2, Blaster and Tempest, are the worst ones. Because, remember, each of them have 3 effects. You can only use 1 effect per turn, only once that turn. So this one, it just adds a wind monster from deck to your hand, right? Doesn't do anything, right? And this one here does, I think it targets a card in the field to destroy it. Not really that useful, right? So even that 2 doesn't do anything. But the other 2, Tidal and Redox, right? Remember, imagine if these cards were in the game right now. Who's going to benefit from this? Redox is a free monster reborn that does not negate the effects of that monster, right? So this one is broken because it requires an Earth or a Dragon monster. Okay, so Earth or Dragon monster. Tidal is water. Ironically, it's water because this triggers so many water effects. For example, dragoons or whatever, or anything that requires effects when it's triggered. So the Atlanteans would work perfectly if Dragon Ruler Tidal was legal, right? Because currently we have the stream, the stream. This and Tidal will make Atlanteans broken, right? But obviously it's too good because this one is a foolish burial. Send 1 monster from your deck to the graveyard. So discard this card and 1 water monster. Send any monster from deck to grave. That's ridiculous. Okay. And what's the common thing about all of these cards? They're all dragons. So who would benefit from this? Definitely Dragon Link. And they don't want that to happen. So I think they're smart by releasing these cards slowly, but obviously not the good ones. So yeah, because I think in 2013, this deck was like tier 0. Almost tier 0, I think. It was just way too good. But yeah, we digress, right? So that is Dragon Rulers. Okay? These limits don't do anything. Lost the Pendulum, it boosts the Draco Slayers a little bit, but again, it doesn't do much, right? Obviously, the deck does need a lot, but doesn't do much. Then obviously the Unlimits, the only thing good is Nadir Servant. That's the only thing I see that's a plus here, because this was for some reason limited because of, obviously it's a floodgate enabler. So what this card does, for those who don't know, it sends a monster from extra deck to graveyard, then add 1 Dogmatica monster with all 4 of Albaz with attack less than equal to that card. And usually it will send a Shadal card, which a Shadal card triggers on fusion, and then it will turbo out El Shadal Winder, and then you cannot special summon for more than once a turn. So that was the reason why it was limited. But it seems like, I mean, who's playing Winder? Let's be honest. I've never seen Winder this season. Even Tillerman has dropped that, has dropped that completely. They're not playing Shadals anymore. They're playing Kashira now. So yeah, but it's a good card for Dogmatica, of course. So it's more consistency for them, because having 3 Nadir Servant is pretty good. So nice. HP Dragon, they are discard 1 per turn. Doesn't do anything. It's fine. And Gersu the Orcus Mech Knight. Orcus players, I think you guys are at full power now, if I'm not mistaken. So, but again, is Orcus going to be tier 1? I don't think so. They're not doing anything. So yeah. So overall, is this Banlist good? Yes, but there's still some questions. Questions such as, if you look at the top decks, or look at the top, if we look at the top cards used, right? Maxi is still the best card to use in the game. Obviously, it literally resolves games and wins games on its own. I feel like it should be banned, but again, or if not banned, it should be errated to the point where it's not as abusable, you know. Ash Blossom is fine. Koba is fine. What else is good? What else should be banned or limited but not taken into consideration? What else is good? Okay, Fenrir just came out, so we don't expect a ban there, but I feel like making it 2, I mean, it's better than nothing, because if it was at 3, this thing would just be outright banned, Shane. Like, you can see banned in OCG because it's that good on its own. So yeah, I've seen this card way too many times, and I must say this card alone puts pressure on you to the point where now you must play around this card. Yeah, you must play around this card, otherwise it's just gonna either on attack, or when you activate a monster effect, is gonna banish your card face down. So it basically forces you to play around stuff, which is like crazy. What else are we missing here that should be here? Obviously Merly banned. Fairy Tale Snow. I said this before, guys. Fairy Tale Snow, and I think someone said it in one of my videos I made in the past about should Necroface and Fairy Tale Snow be banned, and someone was saying no because it's I think it's something of the point of what did they say? It can be outed. It can be answered to. Yeah, I think that's what they said. They said no because it can be outed. Well, the thing is, it's not about being outed. It's about giving advantage for no reason, right? Fairy Tale Snow is used in pretty much any deck that requires it likes to be milled. It's obviously used in Tillerman because obviously it enables some combos, right? It's also a disruption because you can infinitely reborn this card. If it gets targeted by a Bestial, it gets targeted by Call by the Grave, and if you have cards in your graveyard, you can literally just dodge all of that. And on top of that, it's a special on normal special summon. You can target a monster face and target it and put it to face down defense, just like that. And the thing is, you notice there's no hard once per turn. So if you have 3 potentially in the graveyard, guess what? That's 3 disruptions for no reason. You know. So yeah, you say Fairy Tale Snow is fine, but the thing is, there's still cards like Foolish Burial. There's still cards like Curious, who can send this card from deck to grave. There's still Beatrice that can send the card from deck to grave. Like there's so many ways to get to Fairy Tale Snow that the millers don't really depend. Like obviously, yes, millers do enable it, but even before then, people were playing Fairy Tale Snow. But now, it got so abused to the point where like people are just getting too much advantage again for no reason. And it was also a problem because this plus Necroface equals I'm banishing cards from your deck, which is just infinite number of times. So if you just mill all your Necrofaces, reborn it back, bring it back on the field, you know. I've told people on stream, this card is a problem. It needs to get banned, you know. It just needs to get banned because cards that are giving advantage should not be in a best of 1 format, you know, because now you're telling me on top of all the negates you are playing on your board, now I have to worry about the graveyard because you have your Fairy Tale Snow there. And if I don't deal with Fairy Tale Snow, I'm gonna lose the game, you know. So I have a Bestial, I have a Call by the Grave. Oh, I can dodge it because it's not once per turn, banishing 7 cards from your hand, field, or grave. By the way, not even your grave. You can use your hand or field, which is even more broken. So yeah, I think it needs to be banned at some point. But yeah, that's my opinion on that. What else? Chaos Ruler. Okay, to be fair, guys, this card is also good. I mean, it's just generic. Excavate top card of your deck, can revive itself. Yeah, it's good. But yeah, I don't think it needs to be. It's definitely banned. It's ban worthy, but is it a problem card? I don't think so. Because I mean, it's not like Fairy Tale Snow that gives you like so much advantage. Because all this does is just mills 5 or mills 4. Because you add 1 to hand, or potentially mill 5. That's all it does, really, and then it just revives itself. I mean, that's it. Nothing too crazy, you know. Yeah. I think that's it for the ban list discussion. So, yeah. But like I said, it's just a thorough discussion, nothing too crazy. But I do think the ban list is good, but obviously there could have been a little things a bit better. But okay, it's Konami's finally realizing, okay, wait, let's actually tackle the problem cards like Block Dragon, Merly, because Merly enables Sprite Sprint. It enables Sprite Elf to give tournament players more advantage than they already have. Let's reduce the consistency of the mills. So let's get rid of one of the shufflers or one of the millers and get rid of one of the millers, so they have no follow up, especially with the Divine of the Herald and all that stuff. So only have one miller. They still have two shufflers, but they had one, so not really an issue. Branded will feel it, definitely playing one. Grass's Arena, if you're playing a 60 card power deck and you want to play Grass, I mean, you can, but now you must play other cards just to compensate it. I'm like, that's not worth it. So yeah, but yeah, guys, definitely this is the ban list. So from season 21, it's going to be full in effect. So yeah, though I do think I am worried though, because Kashtira is coming, and Kashtira is going to slowly but surely take over very soon. That's just my only worry. So they're essentially killing one deck, not killing it, but they power creeping it to the point where now Kashtira is just going to rise and rise and rise, and then that means tier players are probably going to play Kashtira or Tiliman Kashtira because they obviously want to play still the best deck, so they'll just move to Kashtira. So, but yeah, that's just what's going to happen, I think. But it's okay. We'll see at that stage what happens, but hopefully by then other decks also get their support as well. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the ban list. It's a start. I would say this: they did something, but it's a long way to go. But it's definitely gonna shake up the meta, definitely. Because I felt like the previous ban lists were not really meta defining. Apart from new selection packs coming out, so it wasn't really meta defining. Dragon Link, I promise you guys, do not sleep on this deck. If you see it in the ladder, do not think it's a bad deck. The deck is powerful, okay? Especially because of the Bestials. They thought limiting the Bestials would do something. It does nothing because they got endless support. So, and I think they'll keep getting more support anyway. So, yeah. A lot of Runic Kashtira, a lot of variants of Kashtira. Yeah, the thing is, another reason why, like I said in my post when I said, okay, Konami is not making me reach master rank this season, is because of such things. So remember, guys, I was actually in Diamond 2 for quite a while. We had some losses, wins, losses. So I thought, okay, fine, let me try and get this thing closer to master rank 5. But then guess what happened? I played early, right? So I started out nicely. So this is 21st. So you see, I was actually doing okay, right? So I was in Diamond 2. Okay, cool. I was fed up with the game. Fine. This was annoying. This 23 turn duel, this was against Kashtira. And you know what the funny thing about Kashtira? Why they lost it so long? This card. This card is a free, almost like a free activation for Kashtira Fenrir, Kashtira Unicorn. So they were banishing my entire extra deck because Lava Golem was on my field. And they obviously locked my zone also because of Shangri Era. So I couldn't summon more monsters to get rid of it. So Lava Golem was just activating every time during the standby phase, taking 1,000 damage. And then they're just activating their Fenrirs, the Unicorns, and they had their Birth, and they had their Prep, because I couldn't even play the spells or traps because they'll just banish everything face down. And this thing will just lock everything. And then also they're playing this card, the Fossil Diner. randomly also just playing that too. I was like, okay, that's weird. So after that, okay, cool. Then obviously I was on the win streak. Okay, cool. After those 3 games, I was 1 win away from Diamond 1. Okay. Then I play against this deck again. Kashtira. The same thing. Lava Golem. And the thing is, I played right, but the problem is they had the outs for everything. And this card, Maxi, of course, was involved. So of course, because I don't want to not play the game because Maxi was activated. I want to try and do something. So again, lost. Then I won, and then guess what? After that, lost. I was like, you gotta be joking, right? So all of that went to waste because it was either because of Kashtira, either because of Tillerman getting lucky on the mills. It was because of, whatever. And remember, I played correctly. I play my turn like as I would play, but the thing is, they had just too many disruptions. Tillerman have their crime, they have their Saleh waiting, they have their Rukalos to negate, they have all that. Just way too much going on. Then finally, because now I'm in Diamond 3 now, I play against who, Kashtira again, right? But this time I actually won. Okay, they didn't summon Lava Golem, but they had so much. They summoned this. They got rid of my monster. They banished my field spell, so I had no field spell because of the Diablosis. Trigger Arrow was locking up my zones. It's fine, doesn't matter. But guess what? I still won. All because of one card, Zelantis. That's all I'm gonna say. Right? So yeah, Zelantis is broken. So that's where we currently are at now. So unfortunately, we are in Diamond 3 because Konami said nope. You're not gonna go rank up to Diamond 1. You're gonna go all the way back to Diamond 3 because I don't know, for some reason my opponents have God tier hands and they just have obviously outs to everything. So, and remember, I don't play Maxi. So just to put reference into everything, I don't play Maxi and all that. So that you probably think, okay, but now that's why you're probably losing. Well, remember, that's not what a card game is about. It's not about one card being everything. So Labyrinth too powerful. Yeah, they're powerful, but they're not unbeatable. They all have weaknesses. So, but yeah, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens, guys. Let's see. Hope we can get back to Diamond 2, since now we kind of recovering. But if Konami decides no, you're not gonna play the game, you're not gonna win, you're gonna go down to probably Diamond 4 again, then yeah, it is what it is. We'll see. But yeah. Oh my god, what hand is this? This is it's an okay hand going second. We got Book of Moon, Book of Eclipse, but what is the board that they're going to end on? Part of Prosperity. It's one of two things. It's either Kashtira or Labyrinth or Flanderies. Or it could be a deck that wants consistency, but let's be honest, I mean, yeah, I don't know what this deck could be. Taking very long, eh? Well, it could be anything, we don't know. I mean, obviously it's a good consistency card, but typically I don't like these type of cards, especially if Marincess does not like if you're playing Marincess, you shouldn't be using Part of Prosperity because you pretty much go through your entire extra deck all the time, so you don't want to just banish cards for the sake of banishing cards and you have nothing for follow-up. So yeah, 6. Okay, talents. Yep, that's Kashtira. What did I say, guys? That's literally the format right now. It's either Kashtira or Tillerman. That's literally all I'm seeing all day. So luckily we have Book of Moon, Book of Eclipse. So luckily it won't be too bad. Hopefully we get a good going second draw, then we can do something. Yep, that's fine. You can banish top 3 cards on my deck. No problem, you can do that. I'll just check what you banish. Because we don't need field spell to win. We just need to play smart. That's it. Okay, unicorn, okay. Let's see. Would have been a bad draw anyway. Wait, what? 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 Don't put it no more. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Wait. They don't have anything? I'll probably have Maxi or Ash or some nonsense. Well, I do have Wave in hand, so it's not like I can summon a Link 1 and then pass, but... Maxi, of course, Maxi is in every game. Because Maxi is fair and balanced. No cost, you just discard and that's it. Yeah. Yep. Clearly. So now you can't use it for 2 turns. That's good for me. But now if they have an Ash, I'm going to be in trouble. So, yeah. Let's see. Okay. Okay, no Ash. Okay. Because I think they bricked, eh? Despite doing part of Prosperity, they still bricked. Okay, interesting. Interesting. Yo, if we just had the if our draw was just a dive or a field spell, would have easily OTK'd this guy. That's okay. We can still do something. Can still do something. We can at least go to our Link 4 at least. And we do have Book of Eclipse and Book of Moon and stuff for their follow-up Kashtira cards. Okay. Okay. Always summon the Mandarin, so you can have a Link 4 play at least. Yeah, that's fine. Let's do this. Let's get our follow-up for next turn at least. So I already have the, a wave, so I don't have to search that. But obviously we need a water monster in our hand, which we don't. So it's kind of like defeats the purpose. Yeah. So whoever says Mandarin is not a one card, it's not a combo starter, they're wrong, because clearly look, I just got a Link 4 with ease. So obviously without searching wave, but it is a Link 4, guaranteed. So okay, get this nonsense out of the way. Alright. Okay, main 2. So now we can set our Book of Eclipse. Yeah, we can set it in case he has more monsters. So now luckily for us, because Link monsters don't go to defense, it's actually okay to run Book of Eclipse. And because remember, Book of Eclipse changes all monsters on the field face down, but Link monsters do not go to defense. So that's a plus. So that's why we can run a card like Book of Eclipse. But in the normal decks you can't. You must run Book of Moon normally. So oh, it's fine. Not gonna draw because the thing is I don't have a free water to discard because Mandarin went to the banished zone. Battle phase. Of course they're gonna have evening match. Well, we're gonna banish this and we're gonna banish this. Unfortunately, we lost our Book of Moons, but it's fine. They probably have a follow-up. What? Okay, that's fine. Hey, what? Normal summon. Okay. Wait, what? What? That's it. Okay. But Very interesting. Wow. Let's try and draw for turn. Seemingly, we're not going to be using the effect of. Okay, that wasn't so good. What? Do we just win, guys? I think we just win. Yeah, they actually bricked. Interesting. Okay, we can special summon, and then we can just go full combo. I think, yeah. We literally can just combo off, yeah. Let's try and go for damage, yeah. Oh, they literally have nothing. That's the first time I've seen Kashtira brick. Because the opponents I've been facing, geez, they've never bricked in their life. Like, geez, the only thing they had was Maxi, and luckily we countered that, so we would have been screwed anyway. Big time. Let's summon from the deck. Let's get Tang. Yeah, the guy knows. The guy knows we have plays. We're gonna summon Zelantis, we're gonna banish his field, and then it's GG from there. So, wow, that's a first. They actually bricked. Now usually that's a wow. They actually bricked it. That Maxi Call by the Grave was a clutch move. Yeah. Okay. Very interesting. Yeah, normally Kashtira does not brick like that, so yeah. Even the mighty Kashtira can brick. Same with Tillman as well. They can also brick. So don't think every deck bricks, or every deck or powerful decks don't brick. Every deck brick, guys. It's just how luck of the hand is. So, oh, perfect hand. Look at this god tier hand. Going second, a Kaiju, our OTK line because we have Ocean and Tang. Oh, of course, Kashtira. Why am I not surprised? Now, this is a bait. You want to wait to see what their board is, and then you can go from there. Okay, Birth, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. The thing is, if you use your impermanence early, they're just gonna have follow-up next turn, and then you have nothing to counter this. Wait, what? Winter Cherries. What? Well, Baron de Fleur, okay. Interesting. What? What? Okay. Oh, okay, so this is where you see we use our. You see, if we waste our imperm, it wouldn't have mattered because you see it will just come back next turn. So that's what I'm saying. Or this turn actually. So it didn't really matter. There we go. That's his board. So now we can actually do something. Let's see what we draw for turn, and then we can take it from there. Oh, perfect. Literally perfect. Unless he has Maxi, of course. Of course, but Maxi doesn't really matter because come on, man, come on. So here's the thing, right? What is he? Okay, it's just activating Baron's effect. Okay, so here's the thing. Impermanence. We can imperm the. So here's the thing, guys. Let's look at the board. So we have Omni Negates. Disruption in the extra deck. Kashtira Birth. If we use a spell, it will banish three cards in the rear while we control Kashtira. So here is the play. We're going to get rid of this first to see what he does. Again. Then we're going to use this. He has to negate that because he doesn't have a choice, really. Yeah, he doesn't have a choice because he thought, okay, I will get rid of that, but it's fine. Then we'll use. Let's see. It does have an Ash Blossom. Let's see. No, he doesn't. Okay. So we need Spring Girl. That's always a call. Then we'll use. So literally, we have what we need. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna bait out the Ash. Or do we just don't care? I think yeah. Let's just bait out the Ash if he has one, because we have everything we need. No Ash. Okay. Can we get something nice in the draw? Kashira Ogre, Seahorse. Okay, that's good. In case you get disrupted, okay. That's fine. Then we can go. If this resolves, then it's pretty much GG from here. If this resolves, we win the game. We win the game. Remember guys, just 2 cards. Just 2 cards only. Let's see if this is gonna be enough. Let's see if it's gonna be enough. It doesn't look like he has anything. Vela? Oh no, he's just betting because of Baron. Oh wow. Okay, we're doing good. We're doing good, guys. We're doing good. Does he negate this? Remember, we do have Seahorse as a follow-up. If he negates for some reason, we do have a follow-up. Okay. Let me just see. Link 3. And remember, guys, we also get our Kaiju back as well. So if he does nothing, we're gonna have full board and then it's GG from there. Always get your Springle back. Remember, we also have Wave as well. So if he does something funny or whatever, we can literally protect our field with Wave. So yeah. Why is this health showing at the stream is low? Are you guys still here? Is the stream lagging a bit? Oh jeez. Why is the screen lagging so much? What's going on? Do this. Finish this. What? Come on. Come on. Let's go. We do have Wave to protect in case you get Nibiru'd or something, so that's always good. I'm gonna use the effect of this. Let's use this one. This doesn't matter. It's fine. And if he uses effect beta, doesn't matter. Get a link 3 back. Okay, we're back. Alright, then of course our main pet dragon, Zealantis, the game changer. Banish his entire field. We're gonna get our Kaiju back, of course. And yeah. Doesn't look like he has disruption. We negated the Baron anyway, so we're not gonna come back anyway. So of course we place Zealantis in the extra monster zone behind it. Of course, always. Gonna use Marbled here. Gonna get Kaiju here. Like, it's so easy, guys. This OTK line is so easy. If it no disruptions, it resolves and is GG from there. Like, how much damage do we have? We have 8,800. We don't need to do anything more, but just for the BM, we can do it. Just to show you the potential, the max damage we can do. Yeah. Okay, that's it. It's a GG from you. He drew his entire deck, but it all didn't mean anything. Okay. Equip. So he thought his Baron was gonna come back. It doesn't come back, so yeah. Doesn't come back. And that's a GG, yeah. Battle phase, we don't even need to do it. Doesn't matter. Kaiju first. Yep. Simple OTK, guys. Nothing. Buff Blue Slug for win. There we go, guys. That is the OTK going second. Very, very, very nice if you know the line. Most Marincess players don't know the line, but this is the line that is doable. So we played it smart. You see, not wasting the imperm. You see, the trick was most people would shotgun the imperm on the unicorn. You always wait for the players to see what they're gonna do. Because remember, you're going second. It's not like you're going first. So you don't want to just waste your resources. So we had to say, okay, what was their board? They ended on Baron and Unicorn with the Birth. Okay, cool. But Birth needs a Castero to use the effect to banish. So we played around that. We got rid of it with the Kaiju. Then we obviously impermed the Baron, and Baron's not going to negate something that's going to negate itself. So that was it. And after that, they had the Maxi, but the Maxi didn't even matter. So yeah, that was a good game. And yeah, very, very nice. And now watch, we're gonna lose this rank up game. I promise you now we're gonna lose it. I promise you. Going second again. This is unheard of. Unheard of. So we're going second for the second time in a row, or third time in a row actually. Hopefully our hand is okay. Our hand is good. Again, OTK line again, because we have Kashira Ogre at least for bait. And also we have Spring Girl. We have DD Crow for interruption, and we have Dive, which perfect. Where were these hands when I was playing? Oh no, Runic? Runic? Oh no. Not like this. Oh, come on, game. I'm gonna get rid of this. Oh no. We're playing as Runic. You see, why is it always in the rank up games? We get these stun decks, Runic, funny decks. Like, it's so weird. You know? I don't know. Wait, what? One? Okay. Oh, geez, he just has another one. Let's just do this. You target this one, because that means you won't be able to get a draw one. So if you use it now, then it's good for us. So the one that he discarded doesn't matter. It's going to stay in the graveyard, which is good. At least for a turn, that is. You'll probably just activate another one again, so it's fine. I hope he has no other disruptions, though. If we have Cosmic Cyclone, we can get rid of this fountain. Oh, we have no other plays. Yo, hectic. Okay, Pescalis, okay, good. That's fine. That's fine. Yo, hectic, man. So we're gonna have obviously use the Ogre first. Oh, actually, wait. Yeah, there's some on this side. Yeah, good. What do you have? 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 Oh, thank goodness. Perfect. Wait, does it dodge target if... You see, if it said face up, we could have dodged it with Book of Moon, eh? But it's fine, doesn't... No. Our field spell's gone. No way. Oh, come on. Really now? Please don't draw something nice. Oh. Crazy, man. I think I'm gonna shotgun this Pascalisay. Because if it negates, it's fine, because as long as we have access to this. Okay. Let's do this, yeah. Oh. Okay. That's good. That's actually very good. Very, very good. Let's see. Do we have... Oh, I think he banished my only field spell, eh? Oh, that kind of sucks. No, no way, bro. No way. This guy was so lucky in the... Oh, come on. This is why I don't run one field spell, because of stuff like this. So annoying. Okay, that's fine. We can do something. Dude, come on. That literally would have been game if he had not banished a field spell. That's so annoying. Like, how lucky does one person get? Like, yo. Oh man, I'm so sad now, because it's a rank up game as well, and literally this would have been in the bag right now. Would have been in Diamond 2 again, but now we could have... I think I need to change the deck to add another field spell, because now that is going to cost me now. What do I do now? I think you just go for the regular plays, I think. Yeah. Ah, that's bad. Very, very bad. Okay. That's that field spell, man. I'm so disappointed in myself. We only run one. If we ran another one, would have actually won this game easily. No doubt would have won this game. Literally has no disruption. Man. And there's no way to recover this thing. Yeah, there isn't. There really isn't no way. Yeah, I think we just go for the bubble reef. Damn, man, that's sad. Really sad. Yeah, we screwed ourselves, guys. He managed to get rid of the field spell that we only run one of, which is, I don't know why we're running one in this deck. I thought I was running two, but it seems like we're not, because we would have had game easily. Oh man. Oh boy. Okay. I don't know if I attack into it, but now he's gonna summon something that now is going to destroy. I don't know. I think I need to wait. I think rather wait. No, let's rather wait. Let's rather wait, because now we don't have any other option here. Man, come on. You see, that's what I'm talking about, when lack of the draw. Like, literally, you just had to banish our one field spell. That's just so unfortunate, because we would have had game literally that turn. Literally would have had game. Not even funny anymore. That's so sad, eh? Wait, why do I have like just 2 ogres just randomly there? That's so weird. Come on, dude. Now he's gonna probably deck me out now because I don't have a field spell to work with. And I can only do so much. Yo. Quite sad, eh? Thinking long and hard, eh? Why is he taking so long to think about that? Okay, Kashira prep, okay. Okay, that's good. Ooh. It's Naturia Runic. Oh, Naturia Runic negates. Maybe should have put the Book of Moon there. I think so. Oh no, come on. Really now? He was waiting on that? Oh man. Whatever. Whatever. Oh, but he still gets to get it anyway. Oh. It's fine. It's probably gonna synchro now into like a synchro 6 or something. Dude, this is so annoying, bro. Like, he managed to mill my 1 field spell, and then I just basically now he's in the game now, and literally this could have been over like a long time ago. Just like the previous game. Level 6 into level 4. We're on the floor. Oh, dude, this is so easy. My goodness. And this is Naturia Runic also. Of all things. Oh, dude. Oh, the one game and the rank up game of all games. Come on now. We're having a good run going second, having good hands, you know, playing through stuff, but no. The opponent decides to have the one thing that managed to get rid of my field spell. Nice and make Baron. You see, all of this could have been avoided. Now I'm kind of in trouble now. So as he's banishing my deck, he's just getting advantage also now, which is just a problem. Oh, come on. Dimensional barrier. I mean, to be fair, it does something, but not much, because I need the field spell. Okay. Baron negates. No. He just won't negate. Okay. Wait, what are we getting back? Oh, okay. Let's use Pascal's effect. Let's get back the wave, because I mean, we already have a dab in the hand, so that's fine. Is that cool by the grave? This is probably cool by the grave. Oh. Centuria Blessing. Okay. Okay. Alright. Oh no, this is not good, eh? Literally. We could have not been playing this game right now if we just had that field spell. Move cricket. Okay. All right. Let's use the effect of coral. Maxi, of course. Oh god, this game is just going from bad to worse, eh? Cause I don't know what plays I can do. I can banish the field with Zelantis, but I mean, you're just gonna have endless advantage again with those runic cards. And that turn, yet nothing. He's probably gonna get in the gate up also. Probably. Yeah. Which is fine because I do have my wave in hand, so if I summon a Link 3, then at least we'll be protected at least. What? Why did he use that negate on? Why did he use that disruption for the Mole Cricket? I thought he would summon the monster negate and use it twice, but why is he using the melee effect now? Interesting. Okay. Well, that's actually, I can actually get rid of his entire field. Doesn't even know that yet. Oh well. Let's go into Marbled. Most importantly, of course, Marbled. Yo, I need to get this back. Got this card is in the graveyard still. No, we can actually just go straight to Zeal. We can keep her in the grave, I think. It's gonna negate, right? Negate. What? Okay. I'll just get it back with... What? Clearly, this guy doesn't know. We target this. Yeah, now I learned my lesson from the last turn. So now I get the turntables on you also. It's fine. What is this? That's a Lima. Perfect. Jeez, because this card will protect me. That's good. Oh yeah. Literally can get wave back. How funny is that? What's good for follow up? Yeah, probably get spring now. What? I was just banishing my cards, bro. Oh, now you got. Oh, now you want to use freezing curse. Now you want to use it. Okay. Let's use the effect to get back our monster back. It's just literally just the only pairs I can do now. And he's just drawing cards, so I'm just allowing it. Clearly I'm allowing it, because why not? Let's get this back. Whatever. Wasting time also. I think I'm just gonna shotgun this Argonaut. Can bounce back the Baron, but I actually want to banish it, so and you. Oh, thank God. What a waste of a negate, because that's not the real problem. The real problem is Atlantis, so your entire field is gonna get wiped now. Oh, jeez, look at this guy. He's just banishing my entire deck, eh? What a guy. Okay. Have you met Zio? Does he have a Velo or something? What? There we go. Gone. Field is wiped. Field is gone. Ooh, that sucks to be you. But you don't have damage, but wait, 2,000. Wait, 35. No, it's not enough. I was just thinking, like, how do I? Let's get this here. Let's get some damage in. Wait, do I have an ogre? Yeah, I do. Get it back next turn. Let's get rid of this field spell. So annoying. What? What? Dude. This guy is just the luckiest guy ever. Okay, destroy and that. Yeah, okay. Oh, this guy's so lucky, bro. Okay, that's fine. Let's see what we can do for turn. Let's see what we can do for turn. Let's see what we can do for turn. If we can shut him down at least, because I think his whole engine is off, I think, if I'm not mistaken. This game's pretty intense, guys. We actually shouldn't be in this position because the guy banished my only field spell in turn 2, which I was going second, and I pretty much had game. But then he activated the card that special summons target special summon monster and destroys. So in turn he banished my only field spell in turn 2. So now we're pretty much playing this game out for some reason. I don't know how we're still in it, but okay. This guy's just banishing my cards. Oh, clearly. Which one is going to activate? Which one? Ah, the wrong one. Okay. That's fine. So I can summon my ogre now. Of course, your Maxi, of course. Like, a game without Maxi is like what? What is that? How many times have we... I think we Maxi twice now already, I think. Yeah. This guy's just banishing my entire deck, eh? We have another ogre, guys, but it's fine. He destroyed my preparation, so I think his only goal is just to deck me out. I think. Runic monster. No fusion for you. No fusions. No fusions. No fusions. Oh, this guy's just gonna destroy my deck one by one. Oh, perfect. Perfect. That's the Lima in the graveyard coming in clutch. Let's just give Olga a big boost. He's probably gonna get destroyed anyway, it's fine. Camellia, you still have cards? You still have cards. Wow. Let's just activate this. Get rid of something that you have. This guy. Look at his hand. Now his hand is getting less and less and less. So I'm just... Oh, man. And he's already used the effect of his... Runic field spell, so everything he's using is just being, I don't know. Okay. That's it. No way. No way, guys. Time limit. I'm not even surprised. This guy took me to the limit. I had no field spell, and somehow, some way, I was still able to get this guy to draw his entire deck, force him out to use all his cards, and now we're back in Diamond 2, just like that. Remember, I told you guys I had a losing streak because I was in Diamond 2 already, and then I had like a 7-game losing streak. So I was in Diamond 3 again, but now it seems like we're just getting the heart of the cards, and we're just playing it out normally. So I mean, we're in a vulnerable situation because that could have been worse for us. So luckily, that Book of Moon was clutch because we were able to flip down the Ron the Fleur, and we obviously board wiped it with Zelantis. So Zelantis coming in clutch again, and yeah. And you know, Runic being Runic, they always like to run out of time because they don't know what to do. So, and he was like thinking a lot for some of his plays. So yeah, I think that was pretty impressive. Diamond 2. Wow. Now, the thing is, literally, before the stream, I was playing Kashtira. Then on stream now, playing Kashtira again, going second. But this opponent bricked, so we can't really say too much about this. But you can see Galaxy Tomahawk into Colossus into generic negates, whatnot, doesn't, you know. Cassius High, does the new Banlist help Marincess or hurt them? The thing is, Marincess is still Marincess, I guess, eh? We just adapting. So unfortunately, I mean, we get a little bit of a boost in a way because at least the matchups won't be so one-sided because at least we know next season, if you're facing Tier, it's not going to be like, okay, full guns blazing Tier or even Kashtira. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's okay, but I mean, I feel like we're still missing a little bit of support. I still feel like the deck still needs something more. But yeah, I don't think it hurts us a lot. I think it actually, you know, makes us a little bit more having a chance at some of the games because I feel like some of the games are one-sided. So yeah, but definitely it does help Marincess a little bit. Oh my god, what kind of hand is this? We've won 4 times in a row. We've only bricked once out of the 4. That's ridiculous now. That's insane. That's just, and you're probably playing Kashtira. Yep, like it's now, it's so predictable now. Like I don't even know anymore. Like what are we doing? But luckily, we have Book of Moons, and we have Barrier Statue. We have Barrier Statue to kind of save us a bit. So it will stall us a bit for a few turns. Wait, they bricked again? Nothing? Oh no, I was about to say, how did they not have any plays? That's ridiculous now. It surely must have plays. Kashtira, so we've placed, because literally, this, like, ever since Kashtira came out, it's just been non-stop Kashtira, I promise you, like, it's just all over the show. And it makes sense, because people are getting accustomed to the deck now, while it's not yet full power, so they're just learning the waters to see what combos work, and obviously when the full deck comes out, with all the other cards, it'll just be insane. Okay. This is very important. Draw phase. Always be careful, guys. And if you wait till the standby phase, they're gonna activate Shangri Era to summon a Kashtira from the deck. So what you need to do is book a Moonlit in the draw phase, so it will not activate in the standby phase. Okay, good, perfect. Okay, I think Kashtira prep, and I don't know what this card is, but we'll see what it is now. Because Blue-Tang is also a good, bait for hand trap. So let's see. Probably an Imperm or something. No. What do we send? Springo, yeah. We go for a normal combo. Normal combo, guys. Normal combo. Normal combo. This will be pretty much the format when Kashtira comes out full power. Because instead of Shangri-Era, it will be Kashtira Arise Heart. And yeah, that's pretty much what you do. You make sure you flip that thing face down. Otherwise, your entire deck gets banished. And you don't want that to happen. So, yeah. Cobalt the Grave, Impermanent, something. No. Barrier, Ash. Oh, those are not good. Those are not good at all. Not good at all. But it's fine. We still do the combo because we can. Okay. And the nice thing about Shangri-Era now is going to be if he decides to flip it up, it's going to be in attack position, not in defense. So it's not going to be like having that 3k defense that people, you know, anticipate. So yeah. Oh, like where were you before? Come on. I forgot to change the deck to add more field spell because we got screwed over last game because we missed game because we didn't have field spell. So I feel like now we need to have it. It's mandatory, but I'll change it after this game, I think. What? Come on, what do you have? Imperm, call by, I'll take anything. I follow up with dive anyway, so it's fine. And I can call Xyz, so you can't do anything for a turn also, so that's fine. Let's get our dive set up. Yeah. See, nowadays, guys, going for unaffected Argonaut is not the way to go. I've been saying this for a long time, and people are saying, no, you're crazy. Unaffected Argo is crazy, but the problem is you will get negated majority of the time. And that's the reality. So you can't always say, oh, every time when I see my hand, I'm gonna go unaffected Argo, because sometimes you need more extenders, more combos. So I'm gonna keep Barrier Statue in the hand, because if we're gonna use Coral Triangle's effect to revive back a monster, then, or monsters, then we know we have that follow-up. So what does he have in his hand? What is he waiting for? Okay. Shangri-Era with 3k defense. You're not trying to attack it. Okay. I'm gonna go into triangle. Oh, not triangle. Into Bubble Reef. Because Bubble Reef with Wave, people for some reason don't know what to do when she's on field. So here we just set the dimensional barrier. We'll set our Book of Eclipse and Book of Moons, and yeah, we'll take it from there. Let's set them opposite where these are potentially imperms, so we're playing around that. And yeah, it seems like he bricked, so if he doesn't do anything, then we're pretty much golden, because we can lock him out of summoning water monsters only for the turn. So okay, draw phase, that's fine. Standby. Normally that would be an issue for us, but not in your ring, so it's fine. Ooh, what do we banish? Banish this one. You have Ash. No Ash. Preparations, but no Ogre. That's interesting. No Ogre. Okay. So you can't summon Kashtira's. Okay, there it is. There it is, there it is, there it is. No. Let's see what he does. Always wait to see what the opponent does. Because right now he's in attack mode, so he's vulnerable for damage. So, yeah. Battle phase. Okay. Is he trying to bait me with something? Interesting. Because it can't. Remember, it's if you're going to be destroyed by battle. What? You see, this is conflicting. Should I keep him face down or not? Because I don't want him to have Okay, let's just see what happens. Oh, actually, wait. I could actually do this. Could I negate his effects? Yeah, actually, let's do that. So you'll get destroyed, period. I don't know if that's the right call, but let's see. Do you use Marincess Wonderheart? Not in this build. In the anime version, yes, I do. So there's an anime version which is purely just using the anime monsters, Marincess purely, and then only Zelantis in the extra deck. So that's it. Oof. Oof. 3. Oh, that damage though. He's done. This game is over. Book of Moon, Book of Eclipse. Come on, this guy has no chance. Come on. Unless he has no, but preparation summons from the hand a Kashira on the Urbanish zone, but not from the grave. Only birth. And birth summons a non-exceed. So what does he have? Yo, we might have got this in the bag. Huh. Yeah, GG. Wow, that was actually smart to use the wave on the Shangri-Era, because remember when you turn the monster face down, they go in attack position. So he thought, okay, I'm gonna go for probably the Zeus line. Because remember, Shangri-Era protects itself from damage, or because it says here, where is this card? If this card will be just on the field, be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can detach one material from this card instead. So he was probably gonna take the damage and then go into Zeus, but I think that was the right call using wave, because it seemed like he bricked and he was banking on during the standby phase summoning a Kashira, but luckily in the draw phase we Book of Moon. And trust me guys, this format, when Kashira comes full power, that's pretty much what you're gonna be doing in the draw phase. Do all your Book of Moon plays or whatever, because once they activate their stuff in the standby phase, you're gonna be in trouble basically. So yeah, so that's just a good glimpse of that. Okay, all right, so some useful tips. So you see now, I mean, we've gone second so many times, and yet we've played against Kashira. But the thing is, even Kashira themselves, I think we've seen 2 players they bricked twice. Because the problem is with Kashira, they're just big extenders, but that's it. They don't really summon. They're missing their core cards, like that summon from the deck and all that. So that's what makes the deck more consistent. But at the moment now, they're reliant on drawing certain cards, and you can see they only had probably an Ogre and probably Prep, but that's it. And then they summon the Shangri-Era, and then they're done. So everything else is probably dead in their hand. Probably didn't have Ash, probably didn't have Maxi. I don't know. But yeah. Okay. Let me fix the deck quickly. So this is what I'm currently running. So let me see what I can cut here. Definitely going to add another field spell and maybe cut evenly. I think 2 is fine. Having 3 is a bit way too much. So yeah, I think that's it's been working. This deck has been working. Surprisingly, going second, we've got everything that we need. I made the conscious decision to actually run more books because I was always seeing too much Kashira. So I said no, rather run max Books of Moon, Book of Eclipse. I don't have 3 of those, only have 2, but I feel like 2 is fine, and then obviously 3 of the generic Book of Moon, that's good. And then yeah, this is my Kashira build, well, Kashira Marincess build, with obviously the 3 Ogre and the 1 Prep. But pretty much every other card you see apart from Book of Moon and Book of Eclipse is cards you've seen from previous deck lists I've posted. Like you see even the Adelaria Jumoon and the Barrier Lock is still here. It's just literally 2 cards only. So yeah, so that's it. And then yeah, it's pretty much the deck. And as you can see, we've done pretty well, despite, you know, going second 4 times, we've actually come out on top. So, of course, going second in Master Duel is very difficult. Because obviously, again, you have to look at what their board is and look at what your hand is. So, again, you saw some of those games, we came in clutch. So, yeah. Interesting. Hope we can get another win. Oh, look. Oh, we're going first. Finally. We're finally going first. You know, sometimes in Master Duel, you go on the game and now like you're always going second and you're like, wow, when am I ever going first? The time you go first is when like you've lost like 10 games and you're like, you're already fed up. So, okay. You see, this is the wrong name. This is the wrong name. Because if we had, you see, normally if you see a Dollar in your hand plus Blue Tang, you pretty much can go unaffected. No issues. So it's fine. We're gonna go like this. Pascalis is useless without a Marincess name in hand because essentially it's a 3-card combo if we have Pascalis, Adularia, and any Marincess. But now we don't have anything, so we just have to chill. We do have Call By for any disruption like Ash or something. But Imperm, no, obviously. So. Okay. Again, no point getting the field spell because you don't have anything else to link off, so only use the dive. That's more efficient, you know? Okay, so it seems like opponent has got nothing. Lemon Yu-Gi-Oh! Interesting name. Well, I also have an interesting name, but who's complaining, you know? We go Pascalis. So you can see the combo is exactly the same. It's obviously, it varies, but your end board is pretty much Bubble Reef with Wave. If you can get that, then it puts pressure on your opponent because you're going to make it obviously Bubble Reef unaffected. Plus, if they banish cards, it's going to be boosted by so much. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. Let me go Bubble Coral. Get the wave. Okay, get the dive. Sorry, not the wave will be for next turn. And so Pascalis is very useful in the graveyard, so that's why I want to keep her in there. Because you also have dive to revive her next turn anyway. Or not, you don't, because you're going to use her effect, but let's see what the opponent's playing. So unfortunately, this is the worst hand, you see, so you can't go into Link 4 because Pascalis doesn't do anything apart from, you know, being in the graveyard. But yeah, so that's pretty much unfortunately the worst hand that we can do. But nonetheless, Cosmic Cyclone, I normally don't want to set it because I want to see what my opponent's setting up. Then I know it's either to bear negate or something, then I can take it from there. But it's fine, let's see. So not the best, because Pascalis is usually your worst opener. Especially if you have no Marincess name. If you have a Marincess name, it's perfect, but if you don't, then you kind of struggle a bit. Wait, what? Shuffle cards. What? No, the only deck that plays this Magical Mallet is either Drawing Exodia or Numeron. So which one is it? It's a burn deck. Clearly, it's a... Huh? What? Okay. So here's the thing. On resolution, so this effect says any effect that will gain the opponent's... Okay, so instead we're going to use the effect of Wave to basically negate that effect. So if we gain life points, we're actually going to gain life points, not lose. Okay. Evenly matched, not useful, but okay. Do we bait out the stuff? I think we bait it out. What do you think? think we baited out, because I think we're pretty much winning, if I'm not mistaken. Because literally, if they're doing a nurse burn deck, it's not really for good purpose. So I think we can safely just shotgun it, or I don't know. What is a smart player? Because obviously we're gonna negate with wave anyway. But do we really like prompt it? Okay, let's prompt it. Let's see what happens. Let's just bait out the negate. Not even negate. Let's just bait out the burn. Oh, let's do this. Oh no. Okay, that probably wasn't a smart call, eh? Oh, that's not good. Okay. Okay. Alright. Thanks, opponent. Thanks for the life points. Anyway. And he's banished it until the end phase. Is it what? When is it till the end phase? Oh. Okay. So end phase. Okay, so that means we can use the effect of this. What? I'm so confused. What do we get for? Have we normal summon? No, we haven't. So we can go combo again. Add back Pascalis again. What? Because if you get rid of this card, there's nothing. I think. Because we haven't normal summoning. So what are they waiting? Because remember, we got 9,000 life because we used the effect of the wave early, so we don't lose out too much. Okay. What is the play here? Let's get rid of this card because I don't want this card to be a problem for us. Like, look, it looks like they have nothing. Okay. Okay. We have Cobra to negate whatever that is. That's fine. What do we do? I think we just go for the field spell? Maybe? Okay. That was a GG, I think. Yeah, so yeah. What are we? Yo, we're on a 6-win streak. That is unheard of. I guess Konami answered my prayer. Since we're on a losing streak, now we're on a winning streak. So five games on stream, 1 game off stream. Not bad. Like literally, look, 21st of August, you can see. This is all from today. All of this. Lose. Like it's crazy. So yeah. Castillo Marincess doing the things. What is this deck? Holy moly. What is this deck? Now I'm saying it's, if you see this magical mallet, you know it's not a good, like it's probably a burn deck or Numeron or something, but yeah. Oh, and they're playing this spice here with the phone of Albaz protection, whatever. Okay, 6-win streak. Oh. The problem is, guys, do I continue playing? Because I know if I continue playing, we're gonna get a bad matchup and then we're gonna start losing. So I think I'm gonna keep it like this. and then I'm gonna try again later. Because yeah, I don't want to lose. Yeah, I don't wanna jinx myself and say, oh, we're gonna be on a win streak. But yeah, normally win streaks are unheard of. So considering that we only went second. Wait, we went second against this game. Went first this game. So yeah, very interesting. So out of the 6 games, we went 5 going second. Very interesting. Yeah, and I think that game also was no field spell. So yeah, we should have won that other game, the Runic Naturia, but I want to see how far you can go. What rank are you? What rank are you going for? The thing is, I'm trying to reach Master 5 because, to be honest, if I'm gonna go push for Master 1, I'll be stressing myself out. And the thing is, it's already the 21st of August already, and the season's ending in like, obviously in a week's time. But I rather, once the format is gonna change up a bit, then maybe you can push for Master 1. But yeah, the thing is, guys, to be honest, I'm kind of challenging myself to use Marincess to rank up to Master 5. Then I'm thinking after that, then we just use any other deck we want, because ideally we want to have fun at the end of the day. I don't want to be like, just like struggling my way there. Not to say that Marincess is a struggling deck. The problem is our matchups are always bad sometimes. So that's why it's like a bit funny sometimes to just use one deck the whole time, because it's nice to use variety of decks. So I would like to try like Blackwing or Hero, or try show you something different, not just Marincess every time, because that's exactly what I was saying to another viewer, where why don't you show other decks versus the meta? The problem is that the meta is so crazy, those decks do not keep up. The only deck that keeps up is Marincess and Blackwing. Blackwing I've played a few times. It's actually pretty good. It's just that, again, the matchups, So you see now, obviously on stream, you are seeing me obviously playing okay, but obviously our opponents are also, most of them bricked, didn't have the craziest boards. We were having some bit of luck with some of the, like losing the field spell, for example. But yeah. Adamantipator's Dead Party, yeah, man. Adamantipator is pretty much Adamantipator now. It's no longer Block Dragon Turbo. That's what I used to call that deck, Block Dragon Turbo, because once you see Block Dragon, you don't see Adamantipators again. You just see generic negates. So yeah, you see, because I was having an argument with someone, because they were saying Master Duel or Yu-Gi-Oh in general now is too generic, to the point where now every Angle's deck is to make generic negates. And I said, well, I disagree. The problem is different decks have different cards have synergies with each other. So there's nothing wrong with being creative and mix and matching. But now at the end of the day, the game produces generic negates. So unfortunately, people are, and the gates are good, So who's not going to play them? And obviously, if you can find a way to interpret out very consistently, that's the deck people are going to play. So yeah, actually, good Banlist, to be honest. Yeah, I would say it's they're definitely doing something. They're finally actually tackling the problem cards, because some people are saying ban Sprite Elf. I forgot to mention in my discussion video, but the thing is, Sprite Elf is not the problem. It's the cards that enable you to get to Sprite Elf. I always say, deal with the cards that enable you to get there. Exactly, I agree with you. There's nothing wrong with generic boss monsters, but the thing is, the game becomes stale at that point, because what's everyone's end goal? to make generic boss monsters. And who wants to see generic boss monsters every single game? Not really. I don't want to say it every single game, but I do admire the creativity. But then again, Adamantipator was one of those decks where, like, okay, cool. No one's actually saying, oh, I summoned Adamantipator Dragite, for example. Dragite, ironically, is good in other decks. It's good in Sword Soul, but not good in Adamantipator, because Adamantipator does not see Dragite as a good card. You know? To be fair, it is generic, but it's actually an Adamantipator deck type. It's part of the Adamantipator archetype, but it's not good even in that deck. It's good in other decks because it's generic. You know? So, Block Dragon, unfortunately, it doesn't belong to any archetype. It's just an Earth rock monster that for some reason had synergy with Adamantipator because it's rock. So, yeah. But yeah, I mean, that's a topic for another day, maybe, generic boss monsters. But yeah, it is a thing. And the reality is, you know, Konami will keep making kind of generic boss monsters still. But, you know, until what end? You know? So actually wait, let me take a break from ranked. I think I've played too much. As you can see, I've played too much ranked today where I've been disappointed. And you know, so as you can see, guys, you can see my past ranks in the past seasons, right? Like, only ever since Master Rank came, my highest rank is Master Rank 4. I haven't gone past that. So, you know, Block Dragon would be fine if it had a hard once per turn for both of his effects. The thing is, it does. It only has effect once per turn on the searching of cards in the grave, in the hard once per turn on the searching of rock monsters equal level 8. But the summoning effect is not once per turn. That's what makes it. That's what made Block Dragon broken. Yeah, I agree. All type of boss monsters are always better in my book. Like, look at Marincess, for example, right? Look at a deck like Marincess. They're not making generic boss monsters. I mean, yeah, you could say Zelantis is generic, but I mean, any deck can make this. But we actually summon, you know, a actual boss, a towers like Argonaut, or a control like Bubble Reef. You know, that's actually our end goal. It's not, you know, making Baron de Fleur, Cheng Ying, whatever. Well, with certain support, it will change, but we don't make generic boss monsters. This is the only generic card that we play, and obviously Dweller and all those things, but this is actually our core of our combos, because this gives us the board wiping ability, which Marincess never had before. You know? I mean, this card is good in Dangers, it's good in other decks, but for Marincess specifically, there is synergy because we are normally waterlocked, and because of the effect that says we can banish monsters on the field and special summon those monsters as possible to its owner's field. But the problem is we are doing the special summoning, not the opponent. So if they are playing non-waters, they're not coming back. Interesting game mechanic, eh? And it's funny because when people first saw this card, they're like, oh, cool. It's a generic rank Link 4. Only requires one effect monster. So a Link 4, Link to a Link 4. Okay, great, but you don't see many decks playing with it other than Marincess. Because someone somehow found a way to crack the code. They're like, oh wait guys, we can actually use some Marincess. It gives us board breaking abilities. Because we summon Link 4s like it's nothing. So yeah. Because I mean, I had to sit and find out, how do I use this card? How do I summon this card more consistently? And luckily for me, I found a way. You know, using just Marincess cards only, you can do an OTK very easy. With Kastura Ogre, very easy. With like Marincess plus a Kaiju, very easy also. You know, but I had to sit and practice, not just, okay, can I make generic negates? Because let's be honest, guys, I could sit here and play a pile deck to bring out the same generic monsters every single time. You know, Burrowlord Savage Dragon, Baron de Fleur, Cheng Ying, the usual, right? At least Dragon Link, no one's complaining about Dragon Link. yes, they're powerful, but they're not making generic boss monsters, because Burrowlord Savage Dragon actually is a boss monster in their archetype. The same with Burrow End, Burrowlord Dragon, Burrow Sword. All those monsters are boss monsters for the Dragon Link deck. You know, it's not like a generic for them, but Baron the Floor obviously is generic, but you know, but yeah, that's just me. But I think we're kind of doing away with that. So it's kind of unfortunate, because the way the game is shifting now, like, yeah, you can mix and match other cards. I mean, that's why they're there. But now the problem is, here's my thing. You have like 10,000 cards. Some of these cards you will never see play. Never. But they just print them anyway. They're like, okay, here, more cards, but very well. Because sometimes a deck just needs good support, you know? And speaking of good support, let me open this up quickly. Now we're on the topic of archetypal boss monsters and support for a certain archetype, right? You saw how, for those who don't know, Marincess wasn't that good, before the new support came. Even in the TCG and OCG, it wasn't that great. It was there, but no one was saying anything about it. But then once the new cards came, everyone was like, okay, this has potential, The same with Mathmech. When Mathmech came out, okay, Mathmech was there, all right. They just needed one monster to break the deck, and Mathmech Circular was that answer, So the reason why I'm saying that is because let's look at a deck type like Super Heavy. Super Heavy Samurai. So everyone knows Super Heavy Samurai, right? They pretty much Earth Machine synchro deck from another anime deck from Arc 5. It's a good deck, but obviously it's a very weird style, right? Because obviously they attack and defense. They're pretty big defense, but they don't use spell and traps, which is a nice gimmick. So the deck uses no spells and traps. They just use hand traps. And yeah, it's a pretty okay-ish deck, but then no one was really caring about it, right? But then if you go to flashback, recently, now, these cards that came out, right? Specifically this card, Super Heavy Samurai Prodigy Wakaushi. When this card comes out, it now became an engine to turbo out pendulum scales, as well as a generic level 6 or generic level 8. Just with one card. This card plus this one puts this in the zone. Like, these cards are all good, in the archetype, and again, generic. Like, we're talking about generic, right? There's a reason why they banned Super Heavy Samurai Scarecrow in the OCG or TCG, and they limited certain cards, because this archetype became good overnight, And the thing is, it's not like it needed like 10 cards. Literally, this card was great, the motorbike. Can you see? It's limited in OCG. It's obviously unlimited in TCG. But this card is good because it searches any Super Heavy Samurai monster. And it's a level 2, so it's good off Excelsior Crystallis Dragon as well. Good target. Soul Gaia Booster, very good. Wakaushi, very good. This is actually the best card. The best Super Heavy Samurai card. It's a pendulum card. And people usually don't like pendulum, but obviously Earth Machine's not a pendulum deck. But it is. It's very good. You get literally free scales. The engine gives you free scales. That's ridiculous. So any deck can run it. Doesn't knock you out of anything. Very good. Even this level 12 Synchro Monster is very good. 4,000 defense. I'll take it any day. And for those who know me on the channel before, I love Earth Machine. Earth Machine is a great deck. Ancient Gears, I love. The Infinite Track, I love it. So definitely when Super Heavy Samurai, the support comes out, you best believe it, I'm going to be playing it, and I'll be playing it the best way, So yeah, it's actually funny how Super Samurai went so strong overnight. That's what I'm saying, because when people read these cards, they're like, oh wait, these cards actually are so good, Even the Super Heavy Samurai deck, a pure version is good, but as a competitive deck, it's actually quite strong because it can turbo out, a Regulus an Appaloosa. It can make a Bronze de Fleur. It can set up an insane board with pendulum scales and follow up for next turn. Like, there's no way these people didn't realize Alistar was going to be broken, and obviously they saw, hey, very quickly, overnight, let's limit these cards. But you know what's funny? Kashtira was also running around in the meta when this deck came out. Everyone was playing Super Heavy Samurai, dominating Kashtira like no one's business. Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Some decks just need that 1 inch of support, and that's it. I personally feel Marincess needs another wave of support, because at the moment, yes, we have the boss monster, we have the trap, but the thing is, only one trap is good. For example, like, why don't we have another trap for Marincess? Or even better, make another monster for Marincess that's not like too crazy, like how Salaman Great got new support now. Give Marincess another, monster to work with, that requires maybe a special summon or something, because we're using other cards to make our deck kind of consistent. But we just need a little bit of support, then Marincess will be broken, just like how Super Heavy will be broken. Definitely Super Heavy, when it comes out, I won't be surprised if it will be not tier 1 at least. This deck will be crazy, because remember, we pretty much have full power everything. Scarecrow is legal in Master Duel. It's banned in TCG. Obviously this Soul Piercer is broken because it's not once per turn. Infinite searches every time it goes to the graveyard, and that again, it kind of broke the deck when the new support came, because everyone found, wait, there's actually a combo line here, and it's consistent though. There's many ways to get to that pendulum monster, and there we go. But yeah, I hope Cash won't be at full power when they come out to Master Duel. It's just so unfun. Yeah, the thing is, we all know it's coming. Like, let's not even joke around it now. This is not even a joke. Kashtira, we know this guy, Kashtira Arise Art, is coming. When this card comes to Master Duel, it's pretty much game over, because this is a macrocosmos on legs. Any card sent to the grave is banished. Each time a card is banished, it will attach a material to this card. That's insane. There's a reason why it's limited to 1 in the TCG, because it's just too good, And obviously you're gonna get the other cards, the Scarecrow, the Tillerman Kashtira, the missing support like Kashtira Theosis, the Field Spell, the Big Bang. Not these 2, but these 3 are huge. And this is what also breaks the deck a little bit, but we know definitely the field spell will probably be at 1, because we can't have people having 3 field spells, given that they've banned terraforming, they've unlimited metaverse. They're probably gonna limit this field spell to 1, but even then, this will be at 3, this will be at 1, probably also unlimited. But when this card comes, full power. I can tell you now, Kashtira is going to be the best deck, no doubt, right? So already now, we're already seeing people doing damage with Fenrir, with Unicorn, Rizard not so much, and Shangri-La obviously not doing much yet. But when a Rizard comes, banishing like no tomorrow, locking 10 zones, very easy. So yeah. So apparently this is the deck to counter Tillerman, and it's very true, because it's anti-graveyard. This deck doesn't care about graveyard at all. So yeah, it's kind of cancerous right now, but again, people are learning new cards. So that's what I'm saying. If you're playing different decks, you just need that wave of support that will boost the deck. Like, look, let's take another example, right? So the Blackwing structure deck. Right, so the new Blackwing cards, for example, people knew Blackwings were good, but the problem is there was no synergy with the cards, because they're just standalone Blackwings there and there. But then they actually make cards that have synergy with each other, And Blackwings now is actually a competitive deck. can be good, you know? Not just, oh, a Phantom Knight Raid Raptor ripoff or something. It's actually a pure Black Wings is actually good because they got these broken cards, these 3 cards specifically, you know? And obviously this one as well to make it more playable. So, although not like meta changing, but definitely makes Black Wings more up there, you know? Even Dragon Link as well. Dragon Link, who knew Dragon Link years ago? No one knew Dragon Link, but with all the support that's come, you know? So, yeah. Dragon Link also, the support over the years, gradually over time, made them better. And people were saying it, but that's it, you know? So, yeah, it's kind of interesting. You know, the way the game is right now, because you see currently on the tier list right now, Dragon Link is tier 2 because it's just so good, you know, like there's nothing this deck can't do, you know. And if you want to put this into context, like I said, the world championship was won with Dragon Link, so it just goes to show Sword Soul couldn't handle it, you know, because it was Dragon Link versus Sword Soul in the final. I mean, they did well, but the problem is cards like Heretic Seal, where even if you Nibiru them, this has follow up, you know, and all you need is 1 card, and they full combo, you know. And remember, in the World Championship, most of their cards were limited, you know. So yeah, the best thing about Dragon Link is that it never dies. That's true, it never dies because they keep giving dragons light and dark support, specifically dragons, because Bestials were like the biggest thing to come. For me, I think that's what probably took it to prominence. The Bestials coming in, you know, all this other support coming with the, you know, obviously Rockets were good, but Bestials elevated it to crazy ranks. Like, it was just ridiculous. And obviously all this other support like Chaos Angel, Bestial Despatter, which is just, yo, I'm telling you, the card pool Dragon Link has is insane, you know. And obviously Boral End, which is like, you know, this is what we call a boss monster of any archetype. This is how you correctly do it, you know. I think Konami did something right with this boss monster, because this boss monster is insane to deal with. Like, you really can't out it, you know, unless you banish it. But even then, it's difficult because, yo, combination by battle, by card effects, monster effects, you cannot target. It can attack all monsters you put under control, you know. But I'm saying, in Master Duel, when certain cards come, like, where's that card? Let me just write that card. Bestial Despatter. Where's that card? So we have obviously the Bestial. That's fine. But then this card is useless. This level 12 light monster. This is just for the meme. This card here is insane because it's follow up and also a disruption, you know. So and remember, it's also got a Bestial in its name. So normally what we're doing now in Master Duel with the branded Regained and the branded Beast, we have to use branded Regain to get a normal Bestial at level 6. But this is a Bestial on the field, so if you use the Bellon effect to synchro with it, it's a Bestial on the field, so it has Bestial in its name. So therefore, Branded Beast is live, and it pretty much a GG from there, you know. So this card's gonna be crazy, you know, when it comes in the game. And I think we're missing also this as well. It shoot out the branded, when you can pretty much quick synchro on any turn, pretty much either player's turn, you know. It's not linked to one thing, so that's pretty insane. And obviously, while you control a Bestial monster, you can banish any monster that's used for ritual, fusion, synchro, or link summon. But not Exceeds though, that's weird. But yeah, because obviously they get detached and stuff. So, but still, support is coming, you know. So all in all, you know, we're talking about obviously, you know, how certain cards will boost a power level of a deck. The same with Mathmech and Cyberus. People, when people think Cyberus, they think Mathmech. Mathmech is a deck because of one card. One card changed the deck. if it wasn't for that one card, no one talks about Math. The same with Super Heavy Samurai. I mean, yes, the hits are crazy now, but when it came out, oh boy, everybody was playing Super Heavy Samurai because it was your deck was so good. Every card was a one card starter. Like that's how good it was, and it got you the same end board. So Super Heavy Samurai is going to be crazy when it comes out in Master Duel. I really hope it comes soon, because at the moment now we're just getting the same old, yeah, okay, this is going to be there, but it comes and goes. I mean, to be fair, people are playing obviously the same decks that we see all the time, right? Obviously Sprite, Tears, whatever, but definitely now the meta is going to change. It's definitely going to change when those new cards come out. So I would expect to see definitely Super Heavy Samurai coming in there at some point. I'll definitely see Bestials as a control deck, not necessarily Dragon Link, but maybe Bestial as a control deck, but if not, Dragon Link will be great. Branded, I mean, they do have missing support, but with Branded Fusion at 1, yeah, could be coming there. And also, don't forget, guys, we've obviously got Scareclaw with the Link, we've got Fusion with the Telement. We're in now the Casteria era. We're still missing one more, which is the Synchro, the Manadium. That thing, that deck is crazy. Spamming Synchros for days. But yeah, I think that's a long time before that comes, that we still see. The thing is, we would like to try all these cards out, but the problem is Master Duel is behind. Now we have to wait months, and now by the time those cards come out, the format is different in other places. So now it's like, oh, we played that format already, done with that. So like, what's the point, So now I have to play other simulators to try out these cards, and then try and hype you guys up to say, okay, hey, these cards are coming. So like, for example, when like for Marincess specifically, like the one card that will kind of make the deck a little bit more consistent is this card here. Where is this card? Is it Ice Jade, Ron? Yeah, this card. Ice Jade, Ron, Adrian. Okay. This card works like Sword Soul Long Young, where you can discard a Worm or a Sword Soul card. In this case, it's a Ice Jade card, which is not always the time, or a Water Monster, and summon itself on the field plus a token. And it's an instant level 10 Water Synchro. Because unfortunately it locks you out of summoning Water Monsters from the extra deck, but it means you have options. You can either go Synchro or you can Link 2. And for Marincess, that's huge because this doesn't take up your normal summon. And everyone that knows Marincess, it takes we lose to one normal summon. Now we can play our combo with the extra layer of protection, because now we know, okay, we use Ron, discard let's say a Blue Tang or a Spring Girl or whatever, Basilima or Mandarin, have a free level 10, or you can make an core an enemy and revive your Marincess monster, then soft your place. If that gets disrupted, you still have a normal summon. So definitely when this comes out, it will definitely be a 3-of. And I already know this will be probably an ultra rare, because remember, this also boosts the Ice Jade deck on its own. Because obviously the whole point is to turbo out this monster here, Gimir Adrian, right? Obviously the boss monster of the Ice Jade archetype, But this is also a boost to any water deck, specifically Merman Atlantean. Because remember, that discard effect is key, because if you use Dragoons and discard it, triggers the effect. And it's a free level 10. So why would you say no? And also it's a level 7. So it's pretty good. But yeah, this card will be insane. It obviously won't make Marincess like tier 0, but it will definitely make the power level much higher. Because it will be more like, people will be like, okay, cool, now I have to worry about this card, because if I get rid of this, then it's one disruption less. But then I have a normal summon, so I don't commit to anything. So Synchro Marincess becomes viable. Or just for consistency, you just run through Adrian and then you just know you're good. Then all your engine stops. Now obviously when this comes out, I'm definitely going to be mixing and matching to find out what works, because Kasura Ogre is good. This is also good. Marincess has so many builds, you can't even decide which one is the best. Obviously Pure is like the number one, but sometimes Pure also needs help. So like even Telement, a tier 0 deck needed help from Isuzu cards. So Telement on its own wasn't that powerful, but Telement with Isuzu cards made it tier 0. So every deck needs a helping hand. Same with Dragon Link. You know, Rockets on its own are good, but Rockets plus Bestials are insane. You know, as an example. So I'm saying every deck needs some sort of help. So that's what, you know, we always asking for, you know, more water support, because light and dark keeps getting supported. But you know, they love dragons. Konami loves dragons, because obviously we know from the first anime, of course, it was spellcasters and dragons, but dragons was obviously, you know, iconic because of blue eyes and so on. But yeah, but what about the other decks that are struggling? You know, like how you make Super Heavy Samurai very good, you know, overnight. Same way you can make Dragon Link over time very good. What about the other decks as well? You know, so I think there's a lot of potential for some decks to be broken. You know, and I'm also waiting for some cards to also reach, you know, different formats of the game as well, not just Master Duel. I heard Marincess is in Duel Links. Not really, because some cards are there already, but obviously Marincess, most of the cards not there in Duel Links yet. But definitely at some point Marincess will be in Duel Links, and that will be an interesting format, because remember, that format is different compared to, you know, the traditional, you know, Master Duel, OCG, TCG format, because there it's a speed duel. So we saw in the, if you watch the anime or whatever, that's pretty much how the speed dueling is. It's gonna be fast, intense. So maybe the format to play Marincess in dueling might be different from Master Duel. So who knows? It might be broken there, like how Salamangreat was broken, where they had that Omni negate. But in this case, we have Marincess Wave, which negates everything and makes our stuff unaffected. So yeah, interesting. So when that comes, I might even try that also. You know, they're also releasing Rush Duel next month as well in Duel Links. So that I'll probably also try that and see what's that about. You know, it's a simplified format, nothing crazy, you know. But yeah, we'll definitely see what happens with that, you know. But yeah, I feel like Duel Links would be fun if it wasn't expensive. Yeah, the thing is that for me, Duel Links was the first, like, you know, when I took a break from the game for a very long time, and I think just when Duel Links came out, I think it was 2016, 2017, I think. And I picked it up. I'm like, oh, okay, Duel Links, okay, so it reminds me of my, you know, Yu-Gi-Oh. Obviously, everyone knows Yu-Gi-Oh, right? But then the format was different. It was less condensed, less simplified. I remember the format in 2016, 2017 was way different compared to now, because remember, just like how Master Duel is, everything catches up to the modern day. So Duel Links 5-6 years ago, perfect format, very limited cards, nothing too crazy. But now, unfortunately, when everything gets added into the game, then now it becomes too advanced now, because like you said, it becomes the boxes are expensive. You have to actually pay to get what you want, and I'm like, at some point I was like, nope, just that I'm a free to play guy. I pretty much everything I have in that account that I have in Duel Links is free to play. I'm not going to be spending money on a game which is by the way, on your phone or on your PC, but you can't like get it back or whatever. So at least with Master Duel, when that came out, like, okay, cool. It's the same as Duel Links, but now it's actual format, you know? And I'm like, oh, you can craft. And crafting is amazing, because that means you don't have to lose out or anything. You don't want a card, dismantle it. Great. If Duel Links had that, more people will be playing Duel Links. Or switching between Duel Links and Master Duel, because of course, you can't be playing Master Duel for like forever, because that sometimes the games are crazy. So super good for Master Duel. It's free to play, friendly, and the thing is, I can tell you now, last year most people were not playing Yu-Gi-Oh at all, but once Master Duel came out, it really changed the game a lot, because people were playing decks that, I was playing this in Duel Links, I can play the Master Duel now. Okay, because the first deck I built, I can tell you now, the first deck I built in Duel Links was Mermail Atlantean. Oh boy, Mermail Atlantean was top tier in Duel Links. It was broken. Shiranui was also broken. And I remember these decks were tier 1, Tier 1, they were like the best deck for like a long time. And then obviously now in Master Duel, they're there. I'm like, okay, cards I'm familiar with, so I built those. And luckily the Shiranui deck was it's a free to play deck in Master Duel. It's a starter deck literally. So all the cards are there. I'm like, okay, great. That's just to craft 1 or 2. But the whole deck was there. Remember Atlantean, very cheap. Everything was there. I was like, oh, okay. I know super rare, ultra rare. Okay. After that to buy, I didn't have to buy. Gems are still the same, And then obviously now the format caught up, and then now we see we're in this predicament now where everyone's playing Tillerman, everyone's playing this, everyone's playing that. Same like with Duel Links now. Duel Link, every time a new box comes, okay, this is the best deck, and then it gets banned, and then okay, next one, it gets banned. Okay. So I think a lot of people, like you're saying, got back into Yu-Gi-Oh because of Master Duel, because it's the bridge between, obviously Duel Links, because Duel Links is kind of like the basic format, or that's what it's supposed to be, but it seems like it's just like a speed duel on steroids pretty much. But it's the cards that are in there, the game is just way too complicated now. It's like but Master Duel, it's nice because it brought a lot of people back, but at the same time now it's taking people away also, because now the format's catching up, and that's the downside with new games, because with new games everything catches up, So an example would be, not just in Yu-Gi-Oh, but I think most games in general, if they came out in a certain time period, of course some people are going to like it for that time period, but then after that time period people will be like, it's okay, it's fine, because I'm a huge gamer guy. I don't just play Yu-Gi-Oh, I play like other stuff, but like for example during the COVID, there were various games that came out during that time, and people were obviously had nothing else to do, so of course people are going to be invested in those games during that time because there's nothing else to do. But now, as everything gradually got back to normal, everyone's like, okay, it is what it is. Things were not the same, because obviously things get complicated over time. Everything gets caught up, so that's the reality. So I mean, Master Duel is pretty much in that same phase now, where because of the game is being caught up with the current meta game, like outside. Now it's becoming a bit more complicated, even for a newer player, because who can remember what the best deck was when Master Duel came out? It was not Telement, it was not Branded Despia, it was not Sword Soul, because these cards didn't exist when the game came out. It was Tri Brigade, Zodiacs, it was Eldritch, Drytron, yes, those decks, right? Because those decks were flipping insane, And I'm like, how, that format was just crazy. That time, Skill Drain was at 3, Eldritch was full power, that was the free to play deck. That was the Flonderies of the time, where it was a cheap deck, a lot of floodgates, boom. Drytron Herald, I'm telling you that, and Drytron Herald was just, that deck was just crazy. Like that was, and you know what's funny about that? I think I told the story on the stream before, but that deck was so toxic because they always were going first. You never saw Drytron going second. Go watch any video you've seen on YouTube or whatever. Drytron always goes first. They're winning the game. I don't care what you are, what you're doing, what deck you're playing. Herald the Ultimateness will negate your entire hand, whatever. Because they suck going second, right? But going first, they always won the coin toss. And they just set up the most insane board. It was crazy, yeah. Yeah, literally. No restrictions. And Konami thought, no, that card is difficult to summon. Drytron, their mechanic was using attack points to summon ritual monsters, not using levels. That was the downfall, you know? Again, a mechanic that's unique. The same with just like every other broken deck, right? Outlich doesn't use monster effects, only use monster effects in the graveyard. Because obviously Outlich would summon from the summon from the hand, but returns itself from the graveyard. So skill drain does nothing because by the time it comes on the field, it's 3500, indestructible, and you can't do anything under skill drain. So it's like, screw you. Drytron was the same, you know, because their mechanic was ritual summoning with attack points. And funny enough, Herald Ultimatus has 2000. All the Drytron monsters have 2000. So guess what? Oh wow. And Cyber Agent Benton, also not once per turn, searching all your fairy monsters, just like that. So Divine of the Herald, all that stuff. It was just crazy period, man. Like that. But the thing is, no one was complaining. Like, oh, there was tier 0. No, it wasn't tier 0, because obviously they were only good going first, you know. But yeah. Drytron themselves are cool. They managed to reach it. Yeah, the thing is, like I'm saying, that archetype changed the way ritual summoning worked, because normally you use levels, but you need to use attack points. The same thing with Telemant, right? Telemant has changed the way fusions. Where have you ever seen an archetype that fusion summons from the graveyard? That's a unique mechanic, right? Or Sprite working, or Sprite working with level 2s. If you have level 2s, you can special summon. If you have level 2s, you can do this. It's unique, right? Or Bestials. When you have light and dark monsters in either graveyard, you can special summon it by targeting one, banishing it, but as a quick effect if your opponent controls a monster. That's a unique mechanic, you know? Discarding cards, special summoning, those are all mechanics. So obviously there's new ways to innovate. Or Xyz summoning with Zodiac. Zodiac, one card Zodiac. You know? Xyz summon 2 level 4s. Summon 1 Zodiac, you can just Xyz climb like no one's business. So they broke the Xyz mechanic, you know? Synchro, which Synchro deck broke? Which broke? A Synchro is not really. There's not really a broken that broke the mechanic of synchroing. I don't know. Oh, I think it's Urasatic or whatever. Let me. Is it this one? Is it this deck? Urasatic. I think it's Urasatic or Serpentera. No, Urasatic. I think it's Urasatic, Serpentron, or I think it's Serpentron. Oh yes, yeah. Sword Soul. So it's Sword Soul. Yes. Summoning from not using tuners, but summoning tokens. That was also unique. So yeah, not really broken. No, the thing is, remember, we're talking about mechanics that broke the summoning. Like, we're talking about archetypes that broke the summoning mechanic. So traditionally, you would need a tuner monster and, you know, a non-tuner, but Sword Soul did not need a tuner monster. It literally summoned the tuner tokens for free, you know? Cheat out tuners. So Sword Soul was that. Link summoning, I don't think anyone has broken. Maybe Tri Brigade. I mean, link summoning from the graveyard. I mean, you can say is that really a mechanic? Okay, yeah, you can say that, but definitely ritual summoning, Drytron. Fusion summoning, Telemant. I think they broke everything. Xyz, Zodiac, Synchro, Sword Soul, Link, maybe Trigger, but like, yeah, I don't know. That there are just so many archetypes that fundamentally changed the way the mechanic worked, and that's what made them broken, I think. So you have to appreciate that. You can't just ignore it. So definitely, in any era, wherever you started, you have to appreciate these decks, because these decks changed the way you looked at certain mechanics. So Sword Soul, definitely Synchro, Zodiac, Xyz, Telement, Fusion Summoning from the graveyard. That's rare. Where do you and nice thing is, no fields, no spells were needed. Same like with Sword Soul, no tuners were needed. You just needed materials in the graveyard and the hand. Like that's just crazy, Like, who would have thought you can fusion summon from the graveyard with no spell? That's just crazy, So yeah, breaking the mechanic. I think Konami themselves even stunned themselves, like, oh flip, let's break the game even more. With these archetypes specifically that break the mechanic. So it's like, yeah. I mean, links are a bit different, because obviously it's links. So links are links, but there's not like link spamming, because obviously what makes, okay, we can say this, maybe certain cards broke, like for example Christian Hulky Firebrex, for example, that was like a broken card, because that turboed out so many things, that any tuner monster is Christian Hulky Firebrex. I'm like, okay, all right, that's fine. But yeah, I don't think link summoning has its broken mechanic yet, because other than Tri Brigade, which link summons from the graveyard, but I don't know, maybe you guys can help me with that one, because I can't remember a deck that specifically link that breaks the mechanic. Obviously the certain link cards would be broken later because of link monsters, but like the Hulk Dawn, which is basically Hulk Firebrex into Aurora Dawn. That's that line, I'm telling you. In the oh, by the way, True King of all calamities, that was also Virtual World. True King of all calamities, very, very, very toxic. That thing was also just ridiculous. Like, you cannot activate monster effects, you can't do anything. Yeah, that thing was just crazy. That thing should have been banned long time ago, but they eventually did it. But yeah, the damage was done. But yeah, some code tokens can be used as link material from the hand. I mean, yeah, that's okay, but I mean, that's kind of like synchro summoning was also done from the hand as well, with Tatsunekro and all that other stuff. So yeah. Yeah, VFD. Yeah. That card was thank God. VFD is in the same category as Rongo. Let's say that it was literally in the same category, because those cards were degenerate, very, very, very toxic. It flat gets you out the game, and you had no outs to it, pretty much. So, yeah. So that was it's in the same category as Rongo. VFD, very, very, very problematic. Yeah, I'm saying we've come a long way, guys. I must say, Master Duel has come a long way. We've been through that Retron Eldritch format. We've been with all that full power skill drain and everything illegal. We've been through VFD. We've been through Hulky Firebrex, Aurora Dawn combo. Yeah. Then obviously DPE came out. That was also a great format, because at least everyone was playing DPE. Yeah. I'm telling you, that format was also great as well, because at least people were like creative. Okay, cool. I can make two effect monsters, Verta, Anaconda, DPE. Very simple, right? That was, but you see, that wasn't like unfair, because it means every deck was playing it. But now, if Bestials are out, I mean, are you already playing it? Because it's dark, so yeah. And what other format was there? Yeah, Sword Soul, Branded, but Branded wasn't like full power yet, but Branded was getting there. And then before Mirror Jet came, Branded was okay, but then when Mirror Jet came out, yeah, it was just broken. That was like your problem monster. What else? What other format was there? The Adventure Engine, maybe, when that came out. Flaunderies, not as crazy as people were expecting it to be. I mean, it was a very cheap deck. I mean, it still is a cheap deck, but obviously they can play on the D-shifter and those things. So that kind of like, messed why people hate Flu so much, because they can play on the D-shifter. But let's be honest, guys, Flaunderies is a very... okay. They also broke the mechanic in a way, because they broke the normal summoning mechanic. Infinite normal summons, essentially. Because it's an effect. To normal... after effect resolves, normal summon one monster. So they also broke the mechanic there also, because they have to do an effect, then that effect will grant them an additional normal summon. So... yeah, Flaunderies, you can say they also broke the mechanic of summoning a monster, because they don't special summon. And Maxi is useless against them. So that's why people hate that as well, because their cards do not work against them. So Maxi, Ash, yeah. Ban D-shifter, unhit Flu. The thing is, you can't please everybody, unfortunately. But I think, to be fair, Flaunderies, let's see, the Flaunderies, let's see what's happening here. So where is the deck now currently? So they've lost M-Pen, in the sense that M-Pen's at 1. So this card is essentially the floodgate of the deck, because all your monsters in the attack position cannot activate their effects, which is insane, and also can make a monster's attack in half, which is crazy. And yeah, and also, guys, remember, unlike the other monsters which require you to normal summon a winged beast monster, this one says after the effect resolves, you can normal summon any monster. See, it says normal summon one monster. So for those who don't know, why people hate Flaunderies mainly was because Rubina would search for what? Barrier statue of the wind. Yep, the only barrier statue that is banned in all formats, because Flaunderies, for some reason, Konami decided that they had to make an archetype that's also winged beast, where one of the monsters searches a level 4 or lower winged beast monster, and they could summon it. So normally after your M-Pen play, you would just summon this monster, and then there we go. Your opponent cannot special summon monsters except for wind monsters. Who would have thought? At least these other ones, it'll be very difficult to search. I mean, Pyro, Aqua, Rock, Fiend, Fairy, okay, very difficult to search, but this one was very easy to search. Very, very easy. So people realize very quickly, Flaunderies, they're on something, and I can see why. So the Flu format was very disgusting, because literally when this was on field, like you couldn't do anything. So Maxi was useless. You couldn't summon anything unless you were playing also Flaunderies, or you're playing like Speed Roid or something, because then you affect you, or you have to play the Wind Kaiju. But other than that, yeah, it was rough, eh? It was really rough, because it was literally a searchable floodgate. That's basically what it was. And yeah, so Flaunderies, yeah, very, 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 very toxic during that time. But I don't think it's toxic now. Actually, for me, I don't think it's that toxic, because we kind of know what their mechanic is: to summon out M-Pen, and that's it. Obviously, with all their follow-ups and stuff, but they obviously have the Riser. They also have the Apex Avian, but obviously they have the field spell at 1. They have Impen at 1, so that is hurting the deck a little bit. So consistency, yeah, I mean, because remember, this is not once per turn Impen. So if you had 3 Impens, you can summon it as many times as you can, because you have infinite normal summons essentially, so that you can allow. But yeah, I agree. Without the wind statue, blue is alright. The same thing with let's be honest, guys. The same thing with Tilament, right? Tilament without Ishizu is okay. The mechanic is okay, but Ishizu is broken. That's what made it tier 0 in the first place, because the synergy it had with Tilament, it gave them way too much advantage. Like, they were consistently milling cards. So of course you're gonna trigger a name, you will trigger other things. So Tilament on its own wasn't doing anything that amazing. I mean, you see now in the Light and Dark Festival, people are playing Danger Tiers. That's pretty much the strongest version you could have gotten before the Ishizu cards came. But then, of course, the Ishizu cards themselves are broken, so the power level just went from down there to like flipping tier 0 status, and that engine was just broken. To be fair, like that I don't know why Konami decided to reprint Ishizu cards like that, because yeah, especially with Hardness also, like it just but yeah, the Ishizu, I would say if I had to rank the top engines of Yu-Gi-Oh, I would say the Ishizu cards are like number 1, definitely, because that next to the adventure engine, Ishizu just did way too much. Like it shufflers and millers. That thing was just crazy, because it gave people advantage in the graveyard. It gave people follow up. It really gave disruptions there. On top of Tilament already being a powerful deck, because the funny thing is, all the Tilament cards are good. Even the bad ones that people don't play, they're all good, because they actually do something to trigger their effects. But for some reason, they don't play those cards, which is fine. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Some cards are good on its own. That's what I'm saying. For me, the design of certain cards just need to be reworded, because you can't be making cards like, for example, Sprite Elf, which just make cards untargetable to where it points to. That's just stupid. Like, why did you have to have that effect there? You know, if we left that effect out, you know, the card would be fine. But then the problem, you have to add the fact that the monsters this card points to cannot be targeted for card effects. I'm like, okay, so your Duel is untargetable, your Baron's untargetable, just for free. Yeah, Adventure Engine at least has restriction and cost. Yeah, it does, but you are rewarded very nicely, you know. Adventure Engine is if you rely on special summoning a lot, the Adventure Engine's for you, right? But obviously you can't use normal summon monsters effects for that turn, which is fine. But I think where they got it wrong with Tilament, and I'll say this now. Kashtira is only good because they're not as like restricted compared to, like, at least they are restricted in a way, because for example the Rise Art, when they summon it, locks you out of Xyz. Kashtira Theosis locks you out of Xyz. A lot of their cards lock you into Xyz, so in a way Kashtira is kind of balanced, because you're not making fusions and stuff like that afterwards, or synchros. You're normally just doing Xyz only. But Tilament, it opens the floodgate to everything, because like you're saying, there's no restrictions on the tier names. When you fuse from the graveyard, it doesn't say, but you cannot summon for the rest of the turn except for fusion monsters the turn you activate either of these effects. So there's no hard restrictions, you know. And adding to the Ishizus as well, they just have nice effects, you know. So if only Tilament had the effect of, okay, you can when you activate any of the tier names, you cannot summon monsters for the rest of the turn except fusion monsters. Just like Branded Fusion, locks you out something for the rest of the turn except for fusion monsters. The same thing. Have a clause like that, so even keeping branded fusion and branded in check, you know, to not make it super overpowered, because branded is what Telemann wants to be, but they can't because of their restrictions. And most of their cards, I think, restrict them to only summoning fusion monsters for that turn. But Telemann has literally zero restrictions, zero, which again is a flawed mechanic. They shouldn't have allowed that. The same with Sprite, having a monster that prevents you from summoning level 2, rank 2, link 2. Why can't I summon my Nibiru? Why am I punished for watching my opponent play solitaire for 5 minutes? You know, he's setting up an end board and I'm supposed to beat it, and I can't because my Nibiru is dead, you know, or my Bestial is dead, you know. Yeah. So Konami realized, okay, we screwed up with Telemann, okay, so it's fine, you know. But yeah, I don't think there'll ever be a tier 0 deck that's been impactful like Telemann than any other tier 0 deck, because Zodiac was tier 0, Spyro was tier 0, but nothing beats Telemann. I must say, nothing beats Telemann, especially the Shizu Telemann. That's probably like the deck people be talking about for years. Like in all formats, it was tier 0. In all formats, Master Duel, TCG, OCG, it was all tier 0. You know, but yeah, I think Master Duel's taking a different approach. So, like, we're actually banning a card, because in the OCG, TCG, the cards are limited to 1. But Master is actually taking a different direction, which I like, because, again, unique ban lists. So, yeah. Very interesting. Now, I say that, and the thing is, the cards are still evolving, eh? We still don't have cards that are out yet. But yeah. Just wait till they create an archetype that breaks link summoning mechanic. You know what? When that day comes, I'll be waiting, because even link summoning as a mechanic on its own is already complicated for people. Like, link summoning is already like, okay, you think, oh, it's just you need X amount of materials, but the thing is, it's not as crazy as like fusion summoning from graveyard, and because remember, link summoning requires you to be on field. Now, I will say this. What actually broke link summoning was pendulums. Okay? Because I think before the... No, I think it was when the link monster came out, pendulum monsters were not restricted to being summoned like to the extra monster zone or whatever. They could be summoned anywhere. Just like how the fusion synchro exceeds or summoned wherever, anywhere, but pendulums were also like that. But then they said, no, it's too broken, because if you have like 4 monsters in your extra deck, you can summon all of them out. So they followed the same principle as link monsters, where they have to summon to a zone a link monster points to from the extra deck, but from your hand it can be infinite. So yeah, I would say that kind of broke the mechanic a little bit. But yeah, I don't see a deck that is gonna break the link mechanic. Yeah, Master Rule. Yeah, I think it was Master Rule 4. I think before Master Rule 5, the current one now, where there were no restrictions on when monsters could get summoned. So Pendulum was just spamming monsters like no tomorrow. Like they set up the extra deck so much with like 5+ monsters, and they just spam all of them out, and you're like, yo, this is crazy. So they had to say, hey, no, let's keep the power level of pendulums a little bit, because again, it'll be too broken. When links come out, you only could summon extra. Yeah. So now that's the new revision of, because it basically reduces the number of, you know, pendulums you can summon in a turn. Because if you didn't have that happen, it'll just be crazy. You know? Yeah, of course. A lot of people quit or took a break because they're like, this is getting way too out of hand. Because already pendulums were complicated already. Because that was the mechanic before link summoning. So people are still kind of getting a grasp of pendulum, you know? because you just have extra deck and you spam everything, and they're like, no, when links come, you can't do the same thing. So yeah, you can't just spam. Only spam when the link arrows are pointing, then you can do that. But yeah, at this stage, Master Duel's way ahead compared to, or way behind rather, with certain cards, because you're missing like a lot of good cards. Like, it's not even funny, like not just in, you know, in general, because even now we are still missing cards that were released early in the year, and I don't understand why, because we should have had these cards in by now. But yeah, that's just you know, a high level. Let's check what else is on the site, because normally I check the site obviously for all my news and stuff. But yeah, there's a Kashtira guy that's out. That's probably pre-Kashtira. What else is here? Nothing interesting. There's new leaks that came out, or not came out, but that are leaked to be coming out in the next pack, obviously. So Mikanko, I think that's a ritual deck, but not what you think it is. It's not ritual, but yeah, there's a gimmick there. And obviously Galaxy Photon. This should have been out long time ago. So, because this came out with the full power Kashtira, by the way. That support came out with full power Kashtira, so yeah, very, very good. But yeah, we're still far away from some of the good cards there. And the good cards will probably only come in a year's time, because remember now, it's already August now. By the time you get those cards, it'll probably be next year. So the format's gonna be changing again. But luckily now, you know, Konami's finally listening and making some changes. And yeah, we will hopefully see what the impact on the ban list is, hopefully next season. Otherwise, yeah, it's gonna be a wild ride, a wild ride again. Especially when full power Kashtira comes, that's gonna be interesting. But until then, we have to see. But I definitely suspect another tier 0 coming with full power Kashtira, but that's just me. Because by then I don't think Tillim is gonna be a deck at that stage. So yeah. Alright, man, all good. Thanks for the chat. Appreciate that. Yeah, I'll see you soon. Take care, man. Yeah, I think guys, it was a pretty good stream. We talked a lot of things. Talked about the ban list. We talked about, you know, we obviously played a few games now. We did pretty well. We clashed a few games there and there, but I think we did pretty good. And then obviously now we're just closing it out, just chatting about, you know, the formats, you know, where the game's headed at and all that stuff. So yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. So I'm pretty happy with, you know, the stream. It is a bit late for me as well. But yeah, we'll definitely try and continue the grind. You know, because obviously now we are currently at Diamond 2 again, finally. So we almost at Master 1. Oh no, we're not Master 1, but at Diamond Tier 1, then hopefully into Master 5. Then I can start doing the video that I always do at the end of the season to show a compilation of highlights, which you have not seen before. So you guys seem to like that. So there are definitely some matchups which you have not seen before, which are very interesting. So I would like to make that video, but I like to always do it when I reach Master Rank 5. Then or Master Rank in general, then I can prepare that video. But the clips are there, but I want to wait. So have some on stream and then have some off stream, so that you can see how I did with other matchups, and yeah, you can learn a bit. And yeah, I think you're gonna end the stream here, because if I continue now, I promise you we're gonna lose. So I'll just take a break, because I've learned to take a break, especially now on a win streak like this. And after the day I had, I'm definitely not going to be, you know, like just like there. Look at this. This is crazy. I literally could have been in Diamond 1 and Master Rank very soon, but because of the game saying no, you're not going to win, then now it's only now I'm winning, so it's fine. I'll literally take the break now, and I'm gonna take it from there. So yeah, guys. I'm gonna close the stream out here, but for everyone that came, thank you so much. I appreciate you. For those that are gonna be watching the stream later or the replay, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Hope you appreciate the gameplay you saw, the discussion I had. Yeah, sometimes I just like to sit and just vent about what's happening in the game right now. And yeah, if you have any questions, you can always come in the stream in the future. And yeah, we can have a nice chat. You know, talk about what's happening, especially now with the format that's going to change next month. Definitely going to be interesting. But yeah, now guys, that's all from me. Like I said, I appreciate you guys very much for watching the streams, watching the videos, leaving the likes, comments, sharing, all that good stuff. And yeah, consider subscribing if you haven't subscribed already. And yeah, we're on the road to Master 5, of course. We managed to pull back into Diamond 2 after going second. Most of the games, we clutched a few games. Castira mainly, one Runic Naturia, and I think one Nurse Burn deck. But yeah, we were running Castira Marincess. We learned our mistake from that Runic Naturia game to always have a second copy of the field spell. So we were playing no fields, we were only playing one. And then we had, I think, 3 evening match, so I cut it. And then I put a second one. And I think this is kind of the ratio I'm working with. And trust me, the Book of Moon, Book of Eclipse, it's actually quite nice to have. So you will see, if you watch the replay, you'll see some of the games. It did come in nice. And obviously, we didn't shotgun anything. We actually played the best we could. And yeah, I think we came out on top. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with the results. And yeah, hopefully I don't go back to Diamond 3 again, because it's annoying to climb back up again. So yeah, that's it from me, guys. And I'll see you guys on the next stream. Thank you. Have a good night. Have a good day, wherever you are in the world. Thank you.